handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmbdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmbdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CZ Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
Welcome, everybody, to the Daily Blender on a Tuesday, the 8th day of February. My name is Randy White. Right there on the tables of steel, Keon Rose, Jeffrey O'Brien along shortly, about the 4 o'clock hour, somewhere in there. He's been on a secret mission. We'll talk more about that in the 4 o'clock hour. Good to have you back, Keon. How was your day off?
Good to be back, and I had a fantastic day.
That's great. We're broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and you, the fourth dimension, are on the text line at 888-368-1580. Lots of activity in the world of sports today, Keon. Lots of trade activity going on. Of course, stuff happening within the past hour or so. Also, the Suns had a nice win last night. They'll take on the 76ers tonight. And the ASU, well, they were there. They were in the game early, but by the halftime, it was about over. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit. 888-368-1580. But first, Keon, we want to talk about some NBA action as the the trade deadline looms. We see what I tried to do there. Because I'm a trendsetter, I tried to put two words together. The tread line as it looms, the NBA tread line.
You know what? It does kind of work.
Yeah. See, it's all about efficiency. When you get to be my age, you look for the most easy way to take care of things. Anyway, Indiana Pacers, Sacramento Kings do a 6-player trade that includes Domantas Sabonis, Tyrese Halliburton, and many others, according to the Woj bomb that was released At about 11:43 our time, the Pacers trade two-time All-Star center Domantas Sabonis to the Sacramento Kings for a package that includes Tyrese Halliburton, according to sources telling ESPN on earlier today. My sound just started up there for no apparent reason. Pacers are including Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday, and a 2027 second-round pick in exchange for the Halliburton guard, Buddy Hield, or is it Healed? Is it Hield or Healed?
It's Healed.
It's Healed. And center Tristan Thompson. The NBA trade deadline or tread line is 3 p.m. Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. The Kings backcourt now revolves around point guard De'Aaron Fox and rookie Davion Mitchell. What do you think about this trade? Good for any team?
It's
both teams.
Well, it's really damn good for the Pacers. Like an absolute haul. They turned Sabonis, who is a really, really good player, into a handful of good players. You know, Tyrese Halliburton is a really solid shooting guard that a lot of people in the league think is going to develop into somebody special. And he's certainly a talented defensive player. From that standpoint, Buddy Hield is at this point a 3-point shooter, a spot up guy, kind of like a JJ Redick kind of guy. He's not going to be able to make his own shot very often, but you put Buddy Hield in the right offense, he can be absolutely effective. And Tristan Thompson still has a little bit left in the tank. Like, no, he's not going to be the focal point of an offense or even a defense, but he's 7 feet tall and he can still be 7 feet tall for your team too. So I thought the Pacers did really, really well. I don't know how well Sacramento came out in all of this, really, but I do like that they're making a decision on which of their players, Buddy Hield or De'Aaron Fox, to really start to build around. And they chose De'Aaron Fox, and they're trying to put the pieces there to complement him.
Pacers are reshaping their roster with trades of Sabonis and Karis LeVert this week. That happened. Didn't that happen yesterday? Karis LeVert, didn't he? Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. The days go together.
I think Karis LeVert was yesterday.
Yeah. All right. So Karis LeVert and Indiana now adds Halliburton to a revamped backcourt, including Malcolm Brogdon and rookie Chris Duarte. Pacers create a $6 million trade exception in the deal. And then earlier on today, more trades happening. According to sources, Portland Trailblazers are sending CJ McCollum to the Pelicans as part of a trade. Looks like the Pelicans will get CJ McCollum, and they are sending out west here Josh Hart, Thomas Satoransky. Well, I don't know what's happening here. Let me turn that down. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, Satoransky and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Didi Louzada in the deal. Okay. What do you think about all of this while I try to fix my audio issues?
I'm not going to be able to talk to you about every one of these players. Like we're starting to go into NBA deep cuts. I have no idea some of these guys, but
Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with his work, but I really like the pickup of Josh Hart for Portland. Josh Hart was actually a guy that I was hoping the Suns might go after in this free agency period. I really like that his fit with that squad, but he'll be perfect in Portland. The guy that can shoot the three ball really well. Good two-way player, can play defense and offense at an exceptionally high level, and you get a little bit of depth, to spell Damian Lillard there with Thomas Satoransky as your guard coming off the bench. Not bad. And of course, the Pelicans needed to do something for this team because Zion, they expect him to come back, and you want to be able to put pieces around Zion that play effectively with him. Zion is not a great shooter. He's not exactly. He's a tweener. He's not a 7-footer, but he plays in the paint. So you want him to be able to roam and patrol the paint and surround him with guys who can shoot and make plays for themselves. CJ gives you that. Larry Nance gives you that. And then Tony Snell gives you a 3-and-D guy off the bench.
Well, and I was just going to say Portland is also sending forwards Larry Nance Jr. and Tony Snell to New Orleans. So you kind of took the top off of that one for me, and I appreciate that. So there you go. You're up to speed on some of the trade deadline happenings in the NBA. Meanwhile, our Phoenix Suns were on the hardwood last night, taking on a very hot Chicago Bulls team. Final score 127-124. Bulls gave them everything that they could want. I'm speaking of the Suns, of course. Devin Booker, 38 points. DeMar DeRozan, 38 points. This looked like a pretty even game between these two teams. Of course, the Bulls are right in it in the Eastern Conference. Do you think we could see a Suns Bulls finals? This might prelude to a finals.
Wouldn't be shocking. The Bulls are the third team in the Eastern Conference right now. And honestly, they could be better than that, but they of course they got injured. We all know about the dirty play that got I forget his name right now, injured. But like they have some people missing, and even then, the Lonzo Ball's missing for them. Alex Caruso, that's what it was. He got injured. So they're missing some key players, and they're still a really, really damn good team. Zach LaVine is absolutely awesome. DeMar DeRozan, I don't think that anything that's new needs to be said about him. DeMar DeRozan should be an MVP candidate. I don't know if he's going to win it, but he should at least be in that conversation for how he's played this year. And with both of those guys going off, the Suns being able to get that win, absolutely huge.
Phoenix was going into the game a 6.5-point favorite. The Bulls covered that spread, and so if you put money on the Bulls, he still ended up winning. Field goal percentage-wise, Suns were 54.4 from the field, where Chicago shot a 47.8 percentage. Three-point land, it was almost a dead heat. Phoenix 37.5. The Bulls were just about a percentage point better. Rebounds, Phoenix out-rebounded the Bulls 44-40. And turnovers, which is something that I look at all the time. You can't turn the damn ball over. Suns had 11 turnovers. Chicago gave 9 balls away. So pretty even game and all the way through. There was a big lead for the Suns early on as Devin Booker was hot to start. But the Bulls climbed back into it. Does that kind of worry you a little bit about the Phoenix defense, or are the Chicago Bulls just that damn good offensively?
I don't know how to worry about the Suns just yet, because they've had a number of games where either they're behind and they catch up and win at the end, or they're ahead, they let the opponent back into it, and then they still find a way to win. So I don't know how worried to be, but a lot of these games do wind up being a little bit closer than they need to be. And I do think that the Suns take their foot off the gas very easily. Now, I don't know if they're doing that just because, for instance, Chris Paul has admitted that he does this because he just wants to save himself for the fourth quarter, because he's getting up there in age and he just can't play 100% for all 82 games of an NBA season. And I understand that. But it is a little worrying that some of these games wind up being this close.
Yeah.
But in the end, the Suns know how to win in the fourth quarter. And that's really what they've proven all year long. And that's the reason why they've only got 10 losses this year.
Yeah. If you look at the box score, though, the Suns won every quarter except the fourth. Chicago beat the Suns in the fourth quarter 41-25. That's where the Bulls really made hay and got back into this game. The Suns got out to a big lead, and then the Bulls kept chipping away at it. The third period, they scored 34 points. Suns had 35 points, so they made up some ground there. And then in the fourth, they climbed right back into this game. Anyway, final score: Phoenix Suns 127. They stay red hot against a red-hot Chicago Bulls team. 127-124 the final. Let's go to the text line quickly at 888-368-1580. The Hefty Lefty is on there and says, Jeffrey's gone. Quick, put on Charlie Daniels. No, I'm not doing that, Hefty Lefty. I've signed a contract agreement with my pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. I will not do that. As a matter of fact, Jeffrey can hear what we're saying and what's going on, so you could pay for your sins later on. Hefty Lefty also says Lakers are all about retread line.
Well, at the tread line, everyone's trying to get younger and better. And naturally, the Lakers, because they're the Lakers, they get older and creakier with every passing day.
Hefty Lefty has this final comment. He says, when do you think Dame finally goes into the owner's office and tells him that he needs to be a player GM because the current guy can't seem to get it done? I know they have $60 million in cap space to use in the offseason, but he's got to be getting beyond frustrated at this point. Dame's had kind of a weird season too, hasn't he, Keon?
He has. And I don't know at what point Dame walks into the office and says that, because he clearly wants to be in Portland. He clearly loves that city. He clearly loves those fans, and he'd love to stay there for the rest of his career. He said this multiple times. Don't trade me. It's so unusual in today's age, but they haven't figured out how to do anything right around him. You know, I mean, where is the? We've got a generational point guard. Let's try and figure out how to get him playmakers. I mean, for God's sakes, when you have a guy in Damian Lillard who plays as similarly to Steph Curry as anybody in this league actually does. The blueprint already exists. I mean, look at the Hawks. The Hawks have Trae Young, and they literally just said they want to be the Warriors of the East, and they're trying to build that team. I don't know why the Trailblazers aren't at least following the blueprint that already exists and works in a copycat league. I don't get it.
Mr. Pringle is on the text line at 888-368-1580. He says, hey, I'm 52 today. Let me buy the fourth dimension around for my birthday, please. Well, congratulations, Mr. Pringle. We can pour you something. Let me pour you an icy cold beverage here, and we'll make that work for you on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. As for the rest of them, it's by request only. Jag Dog says, Keon, don't ever take a day off again. It was all caps. So he had like 7 exclamation points after it. It was like, Keon, don't ever take a day off again. So Jag Dog really missed you yesterday.
I can't promise that I won't take days off, but they'll be few and far between. I promise.
Let's see here. Big Kev says, hey, Randy, the NASCAR Clash in LA had over 4 million TV viewers from Sunday, 168% increase from last year. 50,000 in the building for the main two. NASCAR took a risk, and it seems like it paid off. Also, I don't recall hearing my text over the air yesterday about my Blue Devils at Carolina experience on Saturday night. I know the text line was slammed, though. Mind if I resend it? Please. Please do. As a matter of fact, I don't see it here. Yeah, resend it to me. Resend it to me, and that way I can – I don't see it here. I have all the texts that you've done here recently, Big Kev, and I don't see that one in the population of texts here. King of Kittens, meow meow, King of Kittens. It says, hey, Keon, welcome back. Hey, Randy, I'm sorry to hear about the demise of one Jeffrey O'Brien. Randy, around for all of us in remembrance of Jeffrey. We're not going to start this again. Jeffrey is fine. Jeffrey is alive. He had a mission. We'll talk about it in the 4 o'clock hour when Jeffrey comes along to join us. But he had a very important mission. I'll let him explain to you. But if you must know, it was about the nonprofit that Jeffrey is the head of, and I'm one of the board members of, the Arizona Sports Angels. And I'll let him. I'm not going to steal his thunder, King of Kittens, but we'll let him talk about it. Fed Fan says Keon's back. Jeffrey said that you were in jail. Did you go to prison?
I did not go to prison. I was told that all kinds of things would be asked of me today because no one remembers exactly what happened to me over the weekend. Apparently.
Keon doesn't remember what happened this weekend. That's why he was in jail.
A lot did happen, but no jail time, I think.
Let's see. Big George. Hello, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. Is everything okay with Jeffrey, or does he have the COVID relapse? Get well soon, Jeffrey. No, Jeffrey will be along about 4 o'clock, Big George. Don't worry. He's not sick. He's doing fine. He's been on a mission today. Patriot Eddie says, if you see Alvin Kamara get in the elevator with you, just walk right out. That's true. That's true. Just, you probably wouldn't be able to fit in the elevator. He had his entourage with him. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Taco Kenny. And thanks for joining us on the text line at 888-368-1580. Cheesehead Bill. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How about a round of pina coladas? Really? You're going to make me do that? Okay.
If you like pina coladas,
I mean, okay.
getting caught in the rain.
Thank you, Cheesehead Bill. First Cab Mike. Hey, First Cab Mike, how you doing? He says the Kings made a bad trade again. Suns should stay pat, no trades. What do you think, Keon? Can the Suns get better if they make a trade or two?
They probably could in a couple of tiny areas, but what you would have to give up to get anything substantial right now, it would probably be too much. Like I said, I really was looking at Josh Hart with the Pelicans possibly for the Suns, because I think that he's a good fit for the team. Anybody that can give you more 3-point shooting and defense, especially rebounding guards.
Yeah,
that's really what the Suns are about. And I would love to have seen that here. But if you don't move, look, you've got the best record in the league, so something's working.
All right. Let's see. Back to the text line at 888-368-1580. Before we go to break here, Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Happy birthday, Mr. Pringle. Randy, I'd like one of those drinks he offered, please. And thank you. Absolutely. Here you go. It's a nice cold beverage for you, Just a Tip. Moist One says, how about those Blue Devils yesterday? Do you know what happened, Ken? Because I don't know what happened with the Blue Devils yesterday.
I wish I could tell you, but I was traveling.
Moist One, we don't know what happened. King of Kin says, happy birthday, Mr. Pringle. Around for everyone. Another one to remember, Jeffrey Step. No. Baker's Cocky Hen says, great game. Had a same game parlay with the Suns plus 2.5. CP3, 15.5 points over. CP3 over 9.5 assists. Booker over 20 points, $50 turned into 265. Go Suns! He says Bruce Jacobs crying about Sabonis already. He has been bragging or begging the Suns to go get him. Well, I mean, it would have been a decent pickup, I think. But who are you going to give for him? You're going to give DeAndre Ayton for him?
Are you going to give away, Cam Johnson or Cam Payne? You're not going to get a guy like Sabonis without getting back something good in return, which, I mean, look at what the Kings had to give up to get Sabonis. You weren't going to get a Sabonis without giving up something substantial.
I would agree with you 110% on that. So there you go, Baker's Cocky Hens. Baby Got Dax says, hi, guys. Welcome back from your Mormon mission, Keon. Glad you're back.
Thanks. I'm not Mormon, so I don't know how that even came to be, but glad to be back.
Cheesehead Bill is back on the line and says, thanks, Randy. It's been too long since I heard that. Y'all think Aaron will stay with Green Bay or come to the Cardinals? No, he's not going to come to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, not even Steve Keim can work that deal.
I tend to think that Aaron's staying in Green Bay. I feel like just the way that the conversations around that organization have gone, that they've really ironed out a lot of the issues that were existing before the beginning of the season. And if that's true, he's got no reason to leave.
All right, before we go to break, Boogie gets the last word here. Hey, Boogie, he says, hey, Kyler Murray is leaving the Cards. Keon went to jail. Jeffrey passed away. Big George has been infected with the horrible COVID Wardle disease. Man, 2022 is taking quite the turn. Well, it is. It really is.
It is a turn, but I was not in jail. So.
Yeah, he was not in jail, and Jeffrey is not dead, and Big George is feeling much better. So there you go. Hang in there, Boogie. It's going to be okay. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about that ASU U of A game last night. We've already covered the CJ McCollum trade, but there's other stuff going on in the NBA. We'll talk about that next here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Arizona and Arizona State basketball will next play on Thursday. For number 4 Arizona, they will play at Washington State. For Arizona State, they match up against Washington. We do have 2 games tonight in the Pac-12. Number 21 at USC playing a non-league game against Pacific. USC favored by 19, and number 12 UCLA favored by 7.5 as they play at Stanford. In the NBA tonight, the Suns and Sixers play in Philadelphia. Philadelphia favored by 1.5 on their home floor. The over-under at 217.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. To celebrate, new customers can bet $5 to win $280 in cash on either team to win when you use promo code STEVE1580 when registering. That's right. You'll get your winnings in cold, hard cash because we know cash is better than free bet. There's no better place to bet Super Bowl 56 than FanDuel Sportsbook. They have promotions for new and existing customers. They've got same-game parlays when you can combine small bets for bigger wins, tons of Super Bowl props, such as color of Gatorade or just a regular touchdown prop, and more. Don't miss your chance to turn $5 into $280 in cash. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code STEVE1580 to make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, promo code STEVE1580 exclusively on FanDuel Sportsbook. 21 plus and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The spread game tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-ccino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating Wendy's. On the card only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery.
College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of GCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, if you will. Where's my taco? We got to play that. Taco. Yeah, there we go. Taco Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. My name is Randy White. That's Keon Rose, Jeffrey O'Brien along here in just a bit around the 4 o'clock hour. He was on a very important mission earlier today. That's why he's not here. He's still kind of getting things put together. He'll be along at 4 o'clock. Patriots Eddie says simply go Suns. Yes, thank you. Just a tip on the text line at 888-368-1580 says, what could the Suns get for DeAndre Ayton? Well, probably a cup of coffee, maybe a steak sandwich and an ice cold beverage. But what do you think, Keon? What do you think we could get for DeAndre?
I mean, he hasn't been healthy this year, but I think you could get a whole lot for DeAndre Ayton, to be completely honest. But the question is, on short notice, would you get back anything that you'd like? Would you get back anything that would be incredibly helpful? Because of course you're going for the finals. So you're all chips in the middle of the table right now. What could you get back for DeAndre Ayton right this moment that's going to help you continue to be a finals contender?
Blissful Hayes is on the text line. As usual, he's got the controversial text. Blissful Hayes saying, time to put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame now that roids are legal. I haven't heard that roids were legalized yet. I did hear that they're not testing for the PEDs during this lockout, but I had not heard that the roids. Have you heard that the roids have been legalized in the MLB?
I have not heard.
Have not heard that.
Any such thing. No.
Yeah, and and my take on this is I don't have a problem with Barry Bonds per se. I never met the man. I don't know if I would like him or dislike him personally. How many home runs would have been taken away if he wasn't using the PEDs? Did he indeed break the record aside from using the PEDs, which were illegal at the time? That's my question.
I have to think that there were a couple of homers that might not have been homers if he wasn't taking performance-enhancing drugs. Because yes, performance-enhancing drugs don't help you hit the ball. But for somebody like Barry Bonds, who could already hit the ball, it helped him murder the ball. And that's a different that's the difference between, catching Babe Ruth and not. And that's part of it.
So
And Hank
That's my
Aaron,
question.
yeah.
It's not about hand-eye coordination. Barry Bonds did not need steroids. Roger Clemens did not need steroids. They chose to use them to enhance their performance, and therefore, I don't see how that works.
I remember reading about a conversation, but and no one knows whether or not this conversation really happened, but between Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds, and basically Barry Bonds is like, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I can to get paid, and Ken Griffey Jr. just did not want to touch the stuff, and you could see the difference in their careers. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. was he able to stay healthy near the end? Well, no, of course not. But he's still considered an all-timer, and will always remember that he played the game the right way.
All right, Baker's cocky hand is on the text line at 888-368-1580. Before we talk about, I'm trying to delay. Can you tell? I don't want to talk about this ASU U of A game.
Just kind of kicking the can down the road a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just kind of. Where was I? Oh, he goes. Baker's cocky hand says, I'd send Ayton off for Sabonis and a Kings first rounder this year and next. If they would do that, even one pick would be worth it. So you think a first round pick, Sabonis, and a first round pick this year and next year?
I don't know that Sabonis is a guaranteed upgrade from Ayton. I don't. How does he make you better? Because right now the focal point of this team is shooting, but Ayton gets to be that guy in the middle that draws some double teams when he's down there in the post. You know, he defends the rim. You're not getting that with Sabonis. You understand that, right? Like, you're losing rim protection. You're losing this incredible back to the basket play, and you're going to gain some stuff. You're going to gain a nice mid-range jumper and things like that. A great pick and roll game. But other than that, I mean, I don't think you're upgrading with Sabonis the way that people think that you would be upgrading if you moved on from DeAndre Ayton.
The Hefty Lefty says, checked out in the first two periods of the USA women's versus Canada in hockey last night. By far, the two best teams in the world. But it seems like if the USA wants to win the gold, they're going to have to convert chances more. Canada played sloppy in the first and gave our ladies about 7 great chances that they just couldn't put the puck away. Hopefully, this was a good game to have our ladies tighten things up for the elimination rounds. I would agree. I think there were 2 shots on goal that hit the net or hit the pipe instead of going into the net. So I didn't see the game, but that's what I understand from reading some of the news articles today. Mr. Wilbur says, well, there is good news. I do have my eyesight back. No, just kidding. But there is good news. Bobby Hurley cover the spread, according to Ray Anderson. So that will keep his job. I'm going to start a campaign on behalf of the University of Arizona fan club to keep Bobby Hurley in place. You do that, Mr. Wilbur. You do that, and we'll keep our eyes on you. The Berg says, afternoon, gentlemen, except to those that share the Nerdle game. What?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's the big Wordle thing that's going around on Twitter. People are playing this game called Wordle and then posting the results so that everyone can see them, even the people who don't care. So they're getting a little bit of pushback on that.
Senior Wake and Bake says, sup, fellas. Welcome back, Keon. Hey, Randy, only team willing to trade for Maurice the Seven Dwarfs. The Moist One wants to remind us that Luis Gonzalez did not need steroids. I was not aware that he had been accused of using steroids. So
me neither.
So thank you for that, I guess, Moist One. Wasn't it Moist One that said, no, that was somebody else that said, Larry didn't come back because of Kyler Murray and all that. There was some thing going on, some shenanigan going on there in the Cardinals.
I think a few people said that. Actually.
Yeah, that's sad to hear. Big George says, glad to hear everything's okay with Jeffrey and that he's just absent because he's doing some charitable work. Sounds like the Kings had to give up a king's ransom for Sabonis. A king's ransom. Get it?
Who?
King of Kittens says, I like it when the ladies tighten up. What? Baker's cocky hen says, Aiden is as soft as Simmons. He'll never live up to the nickname he should have, Dominating. Well, I mean, that's a great nickname.
You might think that DeAndre Ayton is soft, and that's your opinion. I happen to disagree. But there's no way that he's as soft as Ben Simmons, because DeAndre Ayton's contract negotiations didn't go the way he wanted, and he still showed up to work. Ben Simmons decided he was going to pout and never come back to the Sixers again. And that's the difference.
Let's see. Justin Tip agrees with you. Well said, Keon. Ken Griffey Jr. always played for the wrong team, and I hate him as a Yankee fan, but I have absolute respect for the way he played the game. Griffey Jr. should have 2 busts in the Hall of Fame before Bonds gets 1. Please shut up about Wordle. I didn't know you were talking about Wordle.
Yeah, it came up in the Nerdle Wordle thing. It's a thing. We can move past it. To be honest, I'm right there on that.
Blissful Hayes, it's hypocritical of Major League Baseball to allow Bonds to break the all-time home run record, but not allow him into the Hall of Fame. Why did baseball allow Bonds to break that record if he was on steroids?
Well, because he never tested positive, because he was on a drug at the time that was known as the cream in the clear. It's human growth hormone. So without being able to compare your testosterone levels to earlier levels in your career, there is no way to prove that you are actually on the drug, even if physically you do look bigger and stronger. They can't actually prove it using science, and therefore they weren't able to. Now, I think the problem with Major League Baseball is they profited off of it at the same time.
Damn right, that's why they did it.
And that's a big problem too.
Major League Baseball made a ton of money off of that. Mr. Wilbur says, I'll let the women's hockey team bounce. Oh, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Lacrosse guy says Luis was totally on roids. He went from a punch and Judy hitter to hitting 50 bombs a year. Well, I mean, he's only done that once, though. I mean, the guy had no power before. He had warning track power, and then he had a career season. You never heard of a career season? The guy didn't he didn't bulk up. He just had a year. He had I had a year playing ball one time. I mean, does that mean I'm on steroids?
It's a statistical thing. Like sometimes some of the balls you hit that fall short, or you get a little bit of a lift. You're playing in some smaller ballparks, and you get some out of the park in those games. Next thing you know, you're on a higher end of what your stats should be, but it's an anomaly. It only happens the one time. Maybe it'll happen one more time, but it won't happen consistently over your career.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have it the next year. What happened if he was on the roids? What happened? Why didn't he have a big year the next year? It just happens. It's just an anomaly. You're exactly right, Keon. It's just some guys sometimes just have a season, man, where they hit the cover off the ball. It wasn't like the guy was hitting bombs out of the stadium. He was putting them, 10 rows in the outfield. It's not like the guy bulked up. Like he went from a head size of 7.25 to like 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, if this is not the Roger Clemens thing where Roger Clemens went away for one summer, and then the next time we saw Roger Clemens, he was an NFL linebacker. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
In that case.
Big George says, I agree with you. Keon Ayton is not soft. He's a really good center. Worth a max contract, though. The jury's still out on that. I mean, I would agree with that. At least right now.
To me, I think that he is a max contract guy for what the numbers that he puts up and what he offers at his position played. But I understand that if you have any skepticism about it, I get it. It hasn't been, a 100% clear, dominant performance where there's no hesitation whatsoever about giving him the max.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, Blender Nation. Randy, could I get a cold beer? I heard that Super Bowl will set an all-time record with over $7 billion bet. See, I heard it was more like 8. Keon, have you heard the numbers on that? The estimates on that?
I can look it up.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner, anyway. Glendale Runner just simply sends an empty text. Thank you, Glendale Runner. We appreciate you. Baker's Cocky Hen says, rotoinfo.com, a fantasy sports website, has posted what's rumored to be a list of players who tested positive for steroids in 2003. Number 100 on the list of 103 appears to be former Diamondback Luis Gonzalez. Okay. Is that like an official MLB list? Or is that a speculation list?
It feels like a speculation list.
Is that a list of somebody that's out there that created a website and decided to put their guys on there that they think is using steroids? I don't know. I mean, thanks for the info. I appreciate it. The moist one, it says, oh, he's like, have you seen his forearms? What? So the guy's got forearms. You know, these guys work out with weights, right? Is this turning into let's crucify Luis Gonzalez hour?
I don't know
here
when
on the
when
blender.
this turned into this. It's not impossible that Luis Gonzalez could have used steroids. However, I would need to see stronger evidence than the dude's got big forearms and he had one career year. That's just career years happen. And when you exercise, your forearms get big.
Well,
we haven't proven a whole lot.
I don't want to talk about this anymore because it has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. As somebody brought up Barry Bonds. We've been, talking about Barry Bonds. It's all at this point. It's just allegedly, apparently, but it has nothing to do with the fact other than Barry Bonds was linked to the Balco thing. His name was on a list. Was Luis Gonzalez on that list? I don't know. And do I know Luis Gonzalez? No, I don't. He played for the Diamondbacks. He had a game-winning home run, a game-hitting hit. He was so roided up. He got a hit just over Derek Jeter's head that landed in shallow left field. Not even left field. It was deep shortstop to drive in the winning run. So if you want to call him a steroider, call him a steroider. I don't know Luis Gonzalez. I've got no stake in this game. Blissful Hayes wants to get a Modelo Cerveza on Pringles tab, please, and thank you. Absolutely. All right, we got a couple more here on the text line. We'll get back to that. 888-368-1580. And I guess I wasted enough time. I had to talk about ASU U of A last night. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games. Will the drought end on day 5 in Beijing? Team USA still searching for its first gold medal. It's the longest wait ever for the Americans' first gold at a Winter Games. Michaela Schifrin hopes to end it tonight at the Yenqing National Alpine Skiing Center. After crashing in the giant slalom Monday, Schifrin gives it a go in the slalom. First run starting at 9:15 Eastern. The final is after midnight. Schifrin won this event as an 18-year-old at the 2014 Sochi Winter Games. The Colorado native can become the first American to win 3 gold medals in downhill skiing. Chloe Kim from California opens her title defense in the women's snowboard halfpipe with qualifying at 8:30 Eastern. Shaun White begins his 5th and final games with the qualifying round in the men's halfpipe at 11:30 Eastern. With this Winter Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We travel to see what's around the bend and what we're capable of. And now Capital One's new class of travel card can keep up with you. Introducing Venture X from Capital One with 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel and 2x miles on everything else you buy. Venture X, for those always asking, where next? Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The spread game tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-Chino? That's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. On the card only. Offer valid upon request on lowest priced qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on this Tuesday. Got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend, and to celebrate, FanDuel is letting new customers bet $5 and giving them the opportunity to bet that $5 and turn it into $280 cash on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when you sign up at FanDuel.com. You'll get your winnings in cold hard cash because cash is king. You just go and sign up, get the FanDuel app on your phone, deposit some money, bet $5 on whichever team you want to win the Super Bowl. And if they win, you'll get it at 56-1 odds. It's $280 in cash. Plus, there's no better place to bet the Super Bowl than FanDuel. Promotions for new and existing customers, same game parlays where you can combine small bets for bigger wins, tons of props, and a whole lot more. Don't miss your chance to turn $5 into $280 in cash. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Randy1580 to make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, that's Randy1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Remember, you got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Before I get to it, let's get back to the text line here. Got a lot of them on here, and I want to try to clear some of them off before we get to the bad news about the Sun Devils. A Gamecock says, stop being boomers. Bonds was one of the best hitters in the game with or without steroids, and probably the best eye ever in baseball. Also, Gonzo was roided. You don't go from 130 home run season to 57. Really, you've never seen that before, Gamecock? How old are you? Because I've seen it many times throughout my lifetime as being a. Let's just look up one person. Let me think here. Let me go ahead and Google Roger Maris. Does that sound familiar to you? Yeah, probably not. But let's just go Roger Maris stats. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. I'll just take 1964. We'll start there. He started playing with the Yankees 1966. 1964, Roger Maris played in 141 games and he hit 26 home runs. The next year, he hit 23 home runs. The next year, in 1962, he hit 33 home runs. The next year, this is going backwards. Sorry about that. In 1961, he hit 61 home runs. In 1960, he hit 39 home runs. And in 1959, when he played with the Athletics, he hit 16 home runs. So let me see. That's one example I could come up with. I'm sure I could do more if I had time to think about it. But hey, I'm sorry if you're offended. If you want Bonds to be a Hall of Famer, I have nothing against you. I personally, my opinion, don't believe he belongs in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's all. We're friends. It's all good, Gamecock. Fed fan says, I batted 800 one season in rec co-ed softball. I wasn't doing roids. I just had a great batting season. There you go, Fed fan. 800. That's strong. Boogie says, I think we can all agree that steroids are bad. Well, now I'm not saying they're bad or good. I'm just saying steroids were not legal when Bonds was making this run. That's all I'm saying. Are we not going to talk about the leak that came out of Sonoran Labs with that Big George is on Big George? You mean Barry Bonds is on performance enhancing drugs? Oh no, Big George is on performance enhancing drugs to boost his Wordle scores. Cheaters never truly win, George.
Oh my God. Somehow came full circle with it. So there that is.
Let's see. Mr. Roboto says, my stepbrother was an exceptional high school athlete, said his best game was hitting 3 home runs while burning up with a fever, sick as a dog. I forgot to ask him if he was on steroids. Thank you, Mr. Roboto, Senior Wake and Bake. Damn, the MLB, they suck. Lockout. We should lock them out as fans. Oh, yeah. Ayton sucks. Okay, thank you, Senior Wake and Bake. You're starting to not make a lot of sense there. Moist One says, yeah, Barry Bonds used weights too. Again, Moist One. I have nothing against Barry Bonds, except that he didn't make the Hall of Fame. I didn't vote. I'm not one of the voters. Quit attacking me.
And maybe Luis Gonzalez used just enough to not end up with what Barry Bonds had, which is his head grew. His hat size literally grew. And you don't lift
it
weights
wasn't the only thing that grew.
With you don't lift weights with your head, is my point. Okay. You just your head should not expand when you're working out. That's not how that goes.
Just a Tip says, I met Luis Gonzalez at a big box liquor store in 2001. There you go. Luis was a drunk. He was very cordial, spent 15 minutes talking to me and my son. Dude was no way on steroids. He was no bigger than any dude in the store. Thank you, Just a Tip. Baker's Cocky Hen says, just helping you avoid the ASU loss, Randy. Who cares who did or didn't do roids? We'll never know for sure. If they played great, put him in the hall. End of discussion. Does Wake and Bake grow his own, or what brand's he smoking? Thank you. I envision this guy, Senior Wake and Bake, in his backyard. He's got a garden, one of those box gardens, and it's just full of weed. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about it. ASU had an opportunity last night to win a game against U of A, but damn, U of A is just so damn talented. Omar Ballo came off the bench Monday night. It was just a force to be reckoned with. I mean, look, this guy should be playing like a defensive lineman. He's 7 feet tall, 260, and it's all muscle. He was snagging rebounds, scoring points, just wreaking havoc against a much smaller ASU team. By the end, about the end of the first half, Arizona finally took command of the game from ASU. They went at the break. It was 40-36, and then it was on from there. Final score 91-79, U of A. But that's what U of A is supposed to do, right, Keon? They're made to win. They're made to win big. They're made to dominate. And good God, when you've got a guy like Ballo on your team, and that other kid that's 7 feet, they got the Twin Towers, man. It's like when Houston had the Twin Towers. What say you about this ASU U of A game?
Yeah, the Azalis Tubelis, if I'm pronouncing his name even remotely correctly. I mean, that guy's a monster. That's how it's supposed to go down. They have the talent, they could win right now, and there aren't going to be very many nights where U of A doesn't light up a scoreboard, and they've clearly figured it out. They kind of stumbled a little bit at some points in the season, but that last time they played UCLA, that team looked dangerous, and they haven't taken their foot off the gas since. And, they're running into an ASU team that is scrappy. I do think that I like that this ASU team doesn't quit, but it doesn't matter.
QX60, totally.
Sorry, keep going.
It doesn't matter how much fight you have if you're not executing well enough to win games. And the fact is that that's where ASU is right now, that they're just not as talented, and they're not executing to the level that they like to.
It's unfortunate. ASU's had kind of a weird season anyway. I'm not making an excuse. Look, the team is just not up to par. What are they, 9th in the Pac-12 right now as we enter play today? And U of A, they had a little slip up, but I expect this U of A team, to just absolutely die. They're 10-1 in conference. They're 20-2 overall. I expect them to dominate in the Pac-12 tournament. However, I will say this. Over the last few seasons, it's been sort of a weird Pac-12 tournament where you expect a team to go in and be the champion, and they end up getting beat. I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think Arizona is just too big, too strong, and too talented to allow a UCLA, Oregon, or a Washington State to come at them and take the conference. But I guess weirder things have happened. But anyway, it was a good game up until about halfway through the second period or second half, and it was all U of A from there on out. I mean, Ballo is just amazing. He just took the game over, and that's what you want a guy his size to do, is to come in and take the game over, don't you?
Yeah, and play from the inside out, which is not how we see college basketball get played a ton these days. But when a team can do it, the other teams around them are usually so unprepared for what that size and strength can do to the inside of a defense. I mean, it just absolutely threw ASU for a loop. They had no way to defend against that because they didn't have anyone anywhere near that size.
Bobby Hurley said, I credit Arizona. They were really good tonight. We played the first 7 minutes pretty well. After that, we were overwhelmed in a lot of ways, overmatched in a lot of ways. Sorry about that. Arizona led by 4 points at halftime, got off to a good start in the second half, and it was on from there. The beatdown was on from there. 91-79, U of A exerting their dominance last night in Tempe at the bank. 91-79. All right, let's go back to the text line. Geez, what are the fallout here? A-Wings 22 says, Randy, just wondering your thoughts on the big steroid making the Hall of Fame this year compared to Bonds and Clemens. The big steroid. Oh, you're talking about Big Papi? I know he was a part of that thing in that deal in 2003. I think 2003, and he admitted using steroids where Bonds did not. And neither did Clemens. Oh, and by the way, Clemens lied to Congress. I'm just saying. At least Big Papi admitted it. And from there on out, when he was tested, and he was tested often, never failed a test. Are there ways around a test? Yes. But as Baker's cocky hint said, who's really going to know how many people in the Hall of Fame have used steroids? I don't think any of us mere mortals will know what these Hall of Famers did to achieve greatness. Is Barry Bonds a great ball player? Yeah, one of the best I've ever seen. Did he need steroids? No, he did not. Not in my opinion. And I think as far as the baseball writers go, I mean, you hear the ones that are very outspoken about Bonds not making it. But there are many more who still have a vote that are not saying anything. They're saying, don't need him in the Hall of Fame. We just don't want him in the Hall of Fame because of the steroids. That's all. All right, we've got a new listener here on the Daily Blender. I can't believe that even today, a new listener here on the Daily Blender, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, longtime listener, first time texter. Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Hi. That's strong. That's strong. Coming out of the box strong there. Hit us with something. 3190. Hit us with something. We need to hear something from you. What's your thoughts? You're part of the fourth dimension now. You make the show go. Let's hear from you. Big George says there has not ever been any reputable accusations that Luis Gonzalez used steroids. He was never named in that Mitchell report or anything. Not sure why there are so many Luis Gonzalez haters out there. I mean, I agree, Big George. I don't know. Yeah, is it because he's the guy that put the dagger in the Yankees when they won the World Series? Is it because he had the veiniest looking arms? And so everybody's got to think the guy went from a mediocre ball player, kind of middle of the road journeyman type of ball player, has 1 year of hitting bombs, which, by the way, was out hit by Barry Bonds, and should have won the MVP in an MVP season, but wasn't because Barry Bonds won the MVP that year. I mean, I like I said, I brought up Roger Maris. There have been players throughout history who have had career seasons. So I appreciate the input there, Big George. Kiss the Cook says Wildcats played AS Who last night. What was the final? We just talked about it.
We just broke it down. 91-79. U of A over ASU. We know what happened.
Yeah. Kiss the Cook. Thank you. he spelled AS Who as one word, as who. As who. ASWHO. As who. Glendale Runner says, was trying to say Barry Bonds did more than murder the ball. I saw him hit a home run second after he broke the all-time record. It hit back of the visitor's bullpen wall, felt the impact through the concrete 10 rows back. Scary. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Glendale Runner. He could
Another
hit.
level.
I am not going to lie. ASU alumni. He could hit. All right. When we come back, Jeffrey O'Brien should be here. Got more of your texts at 888-368-1580. And we'll break down some more NBA news. We got some NFL news on the way. Even some news about the Wizards. I don't know if Keon's going to get angry or not.
So nothing good, naturally.
Yeah. All right. We'll also talk about the WM Open coming up this week. It's the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
The big game is finally here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? Bet on Super Bowl 56 props instead. DraftKings Sportsbook offers a wide range of props throughout the big game. Take your shot at winning cash by predicting props like if a non-quarterback will throw a pass, fourth down conversions, total yardage, and so much more. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The spread game tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
Distracted driving is dangerous, Arizona. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to take a call, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to check an email, you're putting lives at risk. And now, when you pick up your phone while driving, it's also against the law in Arizona. Don't get a ticket. Don't pick up your phone. Sponsored by Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.4 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down because it's time
for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Welcome back, everybody, to hour number 2 of the Daily Blender on this Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, here on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. My name is Randy White. That's Keon Rose on the tables of steel behind the glass, hermetically sealed for our protection. And over there, look, he's here. Jeffrey O'Brien. He's arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey O'Brien is in the building.
That crowd sounds horrified, actually.
No, they're cheering for you, brother.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm using different equipment because there's a rumor we might be out at the Waste Management Phoenix Open this week, and so I have different equipment today. So you'll let me know if anything sounds weird or wacky on that. But today, sorry I'm late, but we were actually doing something
for Arizona Sports Angels, and it was really amazing. There's a company, it's a local company called Athlons, and they do cleats, they do shoes for golf, for football, for softball, for baseball. And it was a company founded by Tim Markinson. And this is a guy who just recently rode across country on a bike for charity. This is a guy who likes to give back to the community, and he's patented technology for both baseball and golf shoes. And they got some Major League Baseball players and minor league players who wear their shoes, as well as PGA professionals like Bernhard Langer and Ken Duke. They wear their shoes. And yeah, like I said, it's a local company. And we remember Lynn helped us out, and it was 1,018 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, you said pairs.
We loaded up.
You said pairs. Yeah.
Yeah. 1,018 pairs of shoes. Now, that means it's 2,036 actual shoes.
Wow.
Like if there are a bunch of people with peg legs, then we could take care of 2,036 people. But if they have both legs, 1,018. So, but yeah, Lynn was a lot of help, a very lovely lady. And of course, Patricia and her cousin, coincidentally named Alex. I have come to the conclusion that every Hispanic family, I'm talking about not just immediate, but just basic family, has to have a minimum of 2 Alexes in the family.
Wow.
Either sex, doesn't matter.
No kidding. Okay.
That's something
right.
I'm starting to notice. A lot of Alexes out there. Anyway, but yeah, we went over there, loaded it up, and brought it. It's on my back porch right now. So we're very motivated to make sure kids get these shoes.
Now, what sizes do you have? What size do you have, Jeff?
Between 5 and 10, I am told. I think that's right. I think that's what she told me. Between sizes 4 to 10. So now we're looking at, into, and we're calling up schools, and we're trying to find out, Title I schools and charities, and saying, do you know anybody who needs some shoes, some cleats to play? So right now, what we have is softball and baseball cleats, the molded kind. So that's what we're doing. And I'm a little tired now.
Yeah, I bet you are. And plus, you were trying to get stuff ready for the WM Open that's happening this week. We might be out broadcasting live from, huh?
Well, I am just now told that they are setting things up. I don't know what that means yet. So I'm working on getting the information and answers on that as soon as we can. So we will know what's going on. Anyway,
right.
So what did I miss?
Well, we talked about a nice win for the Suns, which was really, really good. We talked about the big NBA trades that have happened today. CJ McCollum going to New Orleans. And we talked about the other one that was happening, Sabonis heading to Indiana from the Kings. Or was it the other way around? I forget.
Yeah,
because there was
Sabonis.
There was a lot of activity on the text line about Barry Bonds. I don't know how the hell we got on Barry Bonds again. But anyway, and the texts have been flowing fast and furious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
so I'm going to give you that responsibility of the text line at 888-368-1580.
Got it. In fact, I saw you had a brand new texter here, 3190.
Yes.
Did you give him a texter nickname yet?
No, not yet. We said hi to him.
Okay.
And we said, you got to do more. Got to do more.
Said long-time listener, first-time texter. Then when you said do more, he came back and said, loved what I saw from ASU in the first half, but the Wildcats just have too much talent and depth to be held down all game. I think the word that a lot of people are forgetting is size. Those dudes are huge. I mean, it was a miracle that ASU was able to play as well as they did. They made some mistakes. They took some shots that probably not their shots. You know what I'm saying? So what they had it going at first, and then they kind of lost the plot. But listen, we had no idea that first half would go that way, but we had every notion this is how the game was going to end. Not that it doesn't mean we're not fans.
I was hoping. I
was too, man. I was watching, and I'm watching that thing like, could it be? Could it be? No, it can't be. Can't be. Second half. So anyways, well, listen, new texter 3190. Got to get you a texter nickname. You know that. That's the thing. When it says longtime listener, why do I got to say this? You should come ready with the text name.
That's
yes. Hit us at 888-368-1580, or we can give you one. I mean, I have a plethora of wonderful text names on a list here. I could help you out if you need help. Or
Randy's got
if you've got one, you can make one up yourself, whatever you think there.
Just
All
when
right,
I think we've come up with a really good one for somebody, they didn't say, okay, here's my texture nickname. We never expected
they sink my battleship every time.
Whatever works,
all right.
pal.
888-368-1580. As we move on here on this edition of the Daily Blender, looks like there's been a lot more NBA trade talk. Joel Embiid was weighing in on some of these Ben Simmons trades rumors. The deadline, is just a couple days away. One of the hottest topics right now is Ben Simmons going to be traded? If so, is it going to be like a James Harden for Ben Simmons type of thing? Joel Embiid weighed in on that, and of Harden, he says he plays for the Brooklyn Nets. There's nothing I can do about that. That's like you asking me a question like, would you love playing with Steph Curry? Obviously, the top players all make each one better, and he's in that category of just being able to. And he's gotten close before. He's gotten to the conference finals. He's gotten close to making it to the finals. But that's something I really can't comment about because he plays for another team. Is there going to be some sort of blockbuster trade, guys, to help the 76ers?
Blockbuster involved Ben Simmons, to be honest. I feel like he's damaged goods. Don't you think, Keon?
Well, maybe psychologically, but some team is going to think that they've got enough to undo what's going on upstairs with Ben Simmons to get the most out of the talent. The physical tools of Ben are there, and they are there. To me, they seem to be too enticing for somebody to say no to forever.
It sounds like that desperate girl at with her friends. I know he's trouble, but I can change him. I know I can.
You
can't. You really can't.
Exactly like that. Somebody's going to think that they can change him. I mean, they have to. It happens all the time in sports where there's somebody who's maybe one season or two removed from a great year, and Ben Simmons has had great seasons. I mean, you can't deny that. So someone's going to try and their hand at it. The question is, how much do you want to give up for him? And Daryl Morey is asking an awful lot, and that's really the question that I don't think anybody's going to answer with a yes. James Harden might make the most sense out of anybody.
Please tell me the Suns are out of this conversation.
The Suns are entirely out of this conversation.
So does it make sense that you get a Harden for a Ben Simmons? I mean, look,
get a what?
You get James Harden.
Oh, say
not hard one. James Harden, not hard one. I know what you're trying to do there, Jeffrey.
I didn't do anything.
So would a trade James Harden for a Ben Simmons be fair, though? I don't think it would, because Ben Simmons, look at his recent track record here. He's been a head case.
Yeah, it's what the Nets really want right now, though, is somebody who can come in and run that offense from the point guard position. I know Kyrie Irving is listed as a point guard. He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. That's how he plays. And it makes other people a very bad fit for the Nets. But Ben doesn't even want to shoot. So if you end up getting a healthy Kevin Durant back, because he's injured right now, and you put that with a Kyrie Irving, it's possible Ben Simmons winds up being a very good fit for the Nets, because you're asking him to not even be the second option. You're asking him to be option number 3, which is mentally where he's at.
All right, 888-368-1580 is the text line. We're kind of switching roles today. I'm trying to help Jeffrey out. He's had a sort of a jam-packed 24 hours here. So you can join us on the text line, 888-368-1580. Let's hear what the listeners have to say, Jeffco.
All right. Well, Hamilton Porter, you guys have seen the photograph of the Olympic ski jump next to like the nuclear power plant stacks. That's got to be photoshopped, right?
It does seem very surreal. I just saw it on the Twitter, and
there's no way that's real. But
I am deeply concerned. But it seems like I don't know. I haven't gotten it confirmed by anybody yet.
It says it shows the Winter Olympics last time, where it's got a nice slope and trees and everything, and then the Winter Olympics now, just this white slip and slide looking thing next to 3 Mile Island. Basically, it's. I'm thinking that's not real, but probably not far off. Baker's Cocky Hens. Okay, by the way, before I start reading some of these, when it's about the baseball stuff and the steroids and shilling and all, am I reading them or are we just passing that up?
You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I think I answered some people's questions. They kept saying Luis Gonzalez was on steroids, and think I may have debunked some of those rumors, but anyway, go ahead.
Baker's Cocky Him says, I prefer Schilling and his honesty, regardless of the craziness, to Clemens and his blatant lies.
Mm-hmm.
Though
I agree.
Schilling never had to question, how he played the game. We don't talk about Schilling and steroids. His name never came up in those conversations in those circles. His numbers never had any abnormal jumps in it or anything like that. The guy just went out and played playoff baseball at a very high level. What his political views are his political views. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. I don't care. He's a great baseball player, and that's all that matters about the Hall of Fame.
He's one of those guys who starts talking about his political views, and you're like, all right, okay, whatever. And then he talks more, and you're like, okay, he's a little crazy. All right. Moist One says, everyone knows Roger Maris used snake oil. I'm saying Luis played during that era. Barry Bonds was never caught, so we can accuse all we want, but he was never caught.
Well,
A-Wings 20. Go ahead.
I was just no. You're right. He was never caught. He was implicated, but he was never caught.
A-Wings 22 says, so since Big Steroid admitted to using, that's okay, but Clemens and Bonds not admitting means they're out. What about A-Rod then? He finally admitted after denying. This is the problem with Ortiz. He was like, so he gets a break. What about Manny Ramirez then? He was not Bonds, Clemson, A-Rod level a-hole, but not much of a kiss ass of a big steroid. Boy, that fell apart, didn't it?
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So you guys keep saying Big Papi. You keep saying David Ortiz was a steroid user. I didn't see any change, very drastic change in his physical makeup from where he started in the Major League Baseball to where he ended. He was always a big dude. He put on a few pounds around the waist from good living, but I did not see him bulk up. Barry Bonds was a thin, very well-defined young man who could play baseball out of his head. And this guy was one of the great baseball players of our time. But did you see what he looked like when he finished? Please go back and look at his Pittsburgh Pirate days compared to his San Francisco Giant days. The argument here is the same. The argument here is not whether he should be in the Hall of Fame. The argument is, what did he do to prohibit him from getting into the Hall of Fame?
Well, let me tell you, I know how to settle all of this. You go back and you watch every single game with the players in question. If you see them sort of slowly over time scratch their nuts less, that means they have shrunk to a point where, it's automatic steroids. That's what you got to watch out for. Guys are sitting there digging and scratching. No, they're good. But if they are standing there like, well, it's a fine day, this is nice. No. And if they're hitting the seam off the ball, like you say, yeah, those two things, good hitting, no scratching, guilty.
All right. 888-368-1580. What else?
Some MLB intern that's just going to be locked in a room going, why?
That's right.
Damn you, Jeffrey O'Brien.
The Jet says, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are my favorite talking heads doing today? Have I mentioned how handsome you guys are? I also super enjoy all your great comedy and your knowledge of sports. Also, do you have any extra tickets to the Waste Management Open? I knew something was coming. I knew something was coming.
He was really trying to oil us up, wasn't he? He was going for something, wasn't he?
You know what?
Trying to put that oil on us.
Nobody told me.
Make us feel all good.
We had tickets to give away yet. Nobody's told me that.
It's a shame, though, because flattery will get you everywhere.
I know we got great passes. Sorry. Yeah. Ookla says, hey, Radio Pal. Excuse me. Hey, Radio Pal, did you name your dog yet? If not, maybe Crackerjack for all the toy surprises he's going to leave you in the backyard.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
You know, he got a little bitey today. Yeah, he's a little bitey? Yeah, well, he's feeling more comfortable. He's also testing his boundaries, and we're playing, and he's just like, and I'm like, yeah, that's my whole arm, dude. What are you doing? Nah, he's going to be a good dog, but he's also a little sensitive. So if I say no to him, I can't. He's lying right over here, so I don't want to say it too loud and freak him out. If I ever correct him, he's just like, I'm just going to go over here because you don't love me anymore. I'm like, he way overreacts. He's got a very expressive face. But no, we're leaning towards, I'll be honest, we're leaning towards Buddy. It just sort of comes out naturally whenever my wife and I mention him. So, but
hey, Buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be it, but that so far that's the lead. So I
All
don't
right.
know, man. That's kind of lame. Is that lame? I don't know if it's lame.
Nah,
I don't
it's a
think
dog.
it's lame.
Don't overthink it. It's a dog.
Just whatever's natural is the name, you know?
Name him Keon.
All right. So speaking of
Could name him
Keon,
Randy.
things didn't go too well for the Wizards Monday night. They lost by 21 to the Heat. Apparently, that wasn't fun. But with just under 14 seconds remaining in the game, Wizards assistant coach Mike Batiste was seen getting up from his seat on the bench in order to confront a fan who was apparently heckling the team. According to Chase Hughes of NBC Sports Washington, he didn't make it far as the Wizards center Montrezl Harrell and Thomas Bryant quickly stopped his progress. But it was clear that he was extremely unhappy with whatever was being said by this fan. At this point, it's not clear what transpired to lead to the altercation. So the Wizards assistant coach and a fan were about to throw hands on Monday night. Now, my question to you guys is, we just saw the ugly scene, the U of A fans being spat upon by one of the UCLA players.
I watched that video so many times. I just love. Oh, that was so wrong. Sorry, I forgot. Is it bad that it's on a loop on my computer like most every morning?
It's not great.
I mean, that kid's in trouble, but he's not wrong.
Is he? Is he not wrong? Okay. So this is my point, guys. Do you think fans are getting are they crossing boundaries, saying and yelling things that shouldn't be said? You know, disrespectful things, talking about people's families, things like that. There's got to be like an off limits thing that you don't go there. It's one thing to heckle, but it's another thing to just incite some sort of anger and get somebody upset like this.
There are some off limit things, and we already know what they are, so I'm not going to say what they are. But for the most part, boo-hoo, buckaroo. Here's the thing: people are going to yell and heckle. They've been doing it since the Roman Colosseum days. All right, there's going to be heckling. You can't go over racial boundaries or other things that would be like, whoa, no, you got to go. Okay, now we all know that. But I am more worried about the fact that there's no boundaries. There's no boundaries physically separating players, coaches, assistants from those people. They can flick you in the back of the ear if they want to. They can throw popcorn at you. And yeah, an assistant coach can turn around and very easily get his hands on a guy. Both directions, you don't want that. I've said this for years. There needs to be a little more of a buffer between the entertainment and the ticket holders.
And that I 100% agree with you, but the NBA is hesitant to do that because that's what separates the NBA from a lot of other sports, is that you are right there. And that's what they market. That's what they put out there. That's what they
Keon,
want to sell to people.
Remember you used to be able to leave your doors unlocked at night and your kids could walk to school and you didn't have to worry about them getting all molested and stuff. Hey, yeah, you could ride your bikes and nobody'd mow you down with their car because they were not looking at their text messages. The good old days are gone. And yes, I know it's an optic that the NBA enjoyed. And I put an ED on that, but you're going to start having more and more problems because the other part is people are stupid. And people think that they can do whatever they want. How dare you? I'm a rock star. Don't you see I've got 27 Facebook followers? People care about me. It's just...
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that change is not going to come as fast as you'd hope because the NBA is going to ride this until something serious truly happens.
It'll take one.
Well, we've already had the Malice in the Palace. I have no idea what could be worse than that.
That was an anomaly.
In the Palace.
That was an anomaly where the player was like, he went up 15 rows to get to that guy.
It was Ron Artest. He was laying on the scores table. Somebody threw a bottle, and Ron Artest was gone.
Nobody expected that to happen, and we didn't expect that to happen again, right? Because that happened at a time, was it 15 years ago?
Yeah.
But that we were still in that it's okay thing.
Maybe, but we came out of COVID and we've had fans yelling slurs. We had, last year's playoff, somebody spat on the back of Trae Young's head. What if Trae Young was a different person or a Ron Artest kind of person? That does not end well. These things are still happening. It's just
they spat on his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it cursed? Isn't that why the hair is like that now?
Well, no, it was
Just
unfortunately the hair was cursed before the spit happened.
All right, I didn't know the timing. Didn't know the timing.
All right, we can continue to talk about this when we come back. Got to take a break here. And when we come back, we'll get your text at 888-368-1580. You got some more NBA stuff to talk about as well. It's a Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games. It's the first year of big air on skis at the Winter Games, and Alaska native Alex Hall is the favorite. Hall won the X Games event last month in Aspen, and he landed an 1800, a jump with 5 full rotations during his first run in Beijing. The men's final starts at 10 Eastern. Hall could become the first American to secure a gold medal at these games. The men's hockey tournament opens with a matchup between the Russian Olympic Committee and Switzerland, puck dropping at 3:50 a.m. Eastern. The Russian team comprises KHL players, no NHL players, just like in 2018. The U.S., meanwhile, has its youngest team since 1994. It's filled with college players. Team USA's first game is against host China on Thursday. With this Winter Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. More details at AutoZone.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Don't you just love the smell of old books?
This is the library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The NFL season all comes down to this. Randy here from the Daily Blender. Super Bowl 56 is right around the corner. And to celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking up all customers with risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on Super Bowl 56. And if you don't win, FanDuel's going to refund you. Already have an account? Just place your risk-free same-game parlay before Super Bowl 56 to qualify. New customers join today with promo code Randy1580 to enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. That's promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
It's NFL playoff time.
You know what time it is, baby.
And your home to the NFL has you covered. Follow along with all the action, all the drama, all the glory of the NFL playoffs. That's not all. The Fanatic is your radio home of Super Bowl 56, live from LA. When it comes to the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 56, we are your NFL playoffs headquarters. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and I'd rather be here than on Radio Row in Los Angeles. I know Jim Rome is out there. A lot of syndicated guys are out there. Some local guys here in town probably out there. Man, there's no place I'd rather not be than Radio Row for the Super Bowl. Why is that? Well, yeah, you might meet some stars, but even Jim Rome was talking about it today, saying, well, you know, they always want to plug whatever they want to plug, and you got to let them have their little commercial time. And then it's just a parade of just, I don't know. I don't care what those people have to say. There's a couple of characters. I'd probably take 1 or 2 people out of that, and I wouldn't want to talk to anybody else. I seriously, I'm not just saying this.
I really enjoy talking to the super fans, the people who listen, way more than we would any guest. Remember, we used to have comedians on the show before COVID hit, and that was always fun because they were interesting and funny most of the time. There was a few times that conversation became a confrontation, but for the most part, that was all right. And then, of course, if we get an A-list name, we're like, we can't pass that guy up. Yeah, okay. But outside of that, no, I don't want to go to Radio Row. I'd rather go to the Waste Management Phoenix Open if we do a broadcast from there and meet you guys if you happen to be out there. There's many things I would rather do sitting on Radio Row. Oh, please, can we talk to you? Oh, please. Oh, I was so glad to have you on. You shut up now while I sell my stuff. No, okay, no, I don't want that. Do you guys want that? I don't want that.
No.
Yeah. I've been in a Radio Row type situation, not for the Super Bowl or anything, but 90% of the interviews.
They do Radio Row for high school championships in Tennessee.
No, SEC media days. You know, and you get through and
wow, look at Keon.
What it takes to try and track down, you know, all these coaches and players. Then you sit down with them and they don't even really want to talk to you. And you barely want to talk to them in some cases, and you end up with something really dry and not that great. Very few of those interviews were worth putting on the radio.
So that's where Keon gets all the name dropping from, is the SEC radio days. That's where he met like Joe Burrow and
yeah.
Well, no, that's the only one we've heard. Who else did you meet out there that's worth mentioning?
He plays for the Ravens now, Justin Matabuki, who was at Texas A&M at the time. Really, really cool. You know, and then there were some people who were, you know, like Gene Chizik, he used to coach at Auburn. Very nice man. Boring, but very nice man. So yeah, I mean, you know, there were some fun people out there, but Kellen Mond, who you know, Mike Zimmer didn't want to play, didn't even want to see him play. He was there. Kellen Mond's a really, really nice person. You kind of root for him, you know, once you meet him. But yeah, Mike Zimmer wasn't going to give him a shot. So I hope at some point in the NFL he gets one. But that was bad.
Most boring person I think we've had on the show. Now, I like this guy a lot. Kevin Nealon. I can't believe that is that turned out. I think it might have just been the day. Kevin Nealon, oh my God, I kept feeding him, kept throwing him stuff, and he just and he was nice and all. He was nice. And then, of course, the big surprise. This is before you know, everybody knew how filthy Bob Saget was when we had him on. Well, I thought we might get shut down by the FCC, not by, he didn't swear, but things he said about the Olsen twins. Oh, dear God. Anyway, so how about you, Randy? Most boring interview you've ever done?
I haven't really done a bunch of interviews, so I can't remember.
It's okay if you say Keon's job interview.
It wasn't his job interview. No.
Wait, mine?
I had a good time.
No. I've done a lot of job interviews, but I don't.
Hey, we got
really can't remember.
a new texter nickname for 3190. And I hope this is okay, because again, this might be Spanish. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
He says, my texter nickname shall be Han Jolo. What's a Jolo? Is that Spanish for something? For my wife.
Conjolo?
She might come running up and tell me, don't say that. Let's see here. I'm Googling it. There's meaning. Hold on. I'm just gonna Google this.
Yes.
No, so far there's generally used as a cry of anguish or distress, according to the Urban Dictionary. Han Jolo. Oh, by the way, and also let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. And hell's it mean? Because, you know, we're curious now. Also, the new texter Han Jolo says, do you think Ayton will ever develop into a dominant big man the way Joel Embiid has? That's what we're waiting to find out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see DeAndre Ayton just get under the basket and just take over a game. I don't know if he's got it in him, though. That's been my question from the beginning. He's such a nice guy.
I think when it comes to rating big men in the NBA, you've got the highly offensive guys that aren't great on defense, like Nikola Jokic. You've got the other way around, great defender that's not particularly great on offense, like Rudy Gobert. And then Joel Embiid is just the best of both worlds. Ayton is like a lesser Embiid, but he can do some things for you offensively that you couldn't do if you had Rudy Gobert, and more defensively than you could do if you had Jokic. But he's not as dominant as either of those guys in either direction. So I don't think he'll ever be Embiid, but what he is already useful, incredibly useful.
888-368-1580. Moist One sends me a photograph, says, does this picture give you nightmares? I don't really know what that's a picture of right there. I'm not familiar with the photo. Just some woman who's, I don't know what that is. Moist One, help me out with that. You know what would give me nightmares is if I was sitting there trying to enjoy myself a nice Super Bowl, and then I realized I missed out on a chance at 56-1 odds. I could bet for my favorite team. Doesn't matter which one, either one. It could be the Bengals. It could be the Rams. I don't know what I do with myself if I miss that opportunity. And that opportunity, it's not a dream. It's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. I was trying to sound like that guy. Didn't work. Anyways, but listen, DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, and they're giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Just bet $5 or more, and you'll get 280 in free bets if your team wins. And of course, DraftKings Sportsbook offers a wide range of props throughout the big game. So make sure you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code BET1580, and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get 280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. 21 years or older, Arizona residents only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And so, okay, you know, that's funny. Is that who that is? Yeah, Moist One sent a picture, and I didn't recognize it, but I guess those are a couple of the comedians that were on the show, and they were hostile towards us.
Was that the ladies? The ladies
Yes.
that came to see us?
I didn't recognize them by that photo because they didn't look like that when they came to the studio. They actually looked worse. But yeah, they came in, and here's what I realized. Sometimes some comedians who don't know us don't realize we're a safe place. We're open, and it went like that gay fellow that came in. He was just mad and hostile. Now I was being cool with him, and I was asking him great questions and feeding him the way you should, and he was just meh. And then these gals came in. They were just like hostile towards us because they thought we were just sports dumb jocks, and they thought we couldn't have any kind of rapport or conversation. So they, expecting us to discriminate against them, they discriminated against us first.
Yes, I remember that interview.
And that was a shame. That was a shame for them. Fed Fan says, Jeffrey, really, that was the worst segue into a gambling promo. Well, the conversation kind of got out of hand, and I was trying to bring it back, and I'm a little damned exhausted after loading 1,018 pairs of cleats onto my back porch.
Yeah, that's a lot of cleats, a lot of footwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of footwork right there.
Let's see here. Into Speed says, I want to give $50 to Sports Angels. I got a pickup, and I want to help. Call me. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, instead, go to arizonasportsangels.org into Speed, and there's a thing you click on to volunteer or help or to even donate, whatever it is you want to do. All of it is right there at arizonasportsangels.org. And yeah, I mean, boy, we could have seriously used some help today. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, congratulations to you and the missus. It's an awesome thing you're doing for the kids out there. Well, listen, we did not do today alone. Patricia and Alex, and of course, a generous donation from Athlons, all those shoes from Tim Marcuson over there, and of course, Lynn helping us out. So yeah, we're just trying to make those connections, man. Kiss the Cook says, apologies, I missed your brief coverage of the ASU basketball game last night. Go ASU. It's all right, Kiss the Cook, we forgive you. Boogie says, back from the dead, out of jail, the gang is back together.
Here's what you can also do with that, Jeffrey. You can shoe up 1,000 kids with both legs and then 36 peg leg kids. But you have to find some that are both left and right. So that gets more difficult. And he says it was a very real photograph, and those water cooling towers. We're talking about the ski slope, the artificial ski slope. He says those are real. That picture is real. So the background of the ski jump where they have to make fake snow. He says those cooling towers are real. It's a shut down coal factory. You think they maybe would have
still not great. They like the optics on that are still very bad.
We're gonna have to ask you to film from this direction only. Okay.
Get a good side.
We gotta go from left to right. No, the government has told us we have to go from left to right. You can't go to right to left. If you go right to left, they're gonna shoot you on the spot. So you gotta be over here with your cameras. Don't even turn it that way, or else you're gonna get shot. But there's gonna be a lot of shooting. So
it's gonna be a lot of shooting.
Yeah. This is your angle right here. So just
perfect. Yeah.
Let's see. 1st and 15 says Barry Balco's head grew about 9 sizes.
Yeah. That's true.
Randy's chuckle says, I thought Big Poppy's little Poppy wasn't functioning correctly, so that's why he took supplements. Daylight Drew says, please pour me an IPA, and if possible, tell the folks at 942 to retire the curtain distraction. It's tired, it's played out. You're the Institute of Innovation. Do better. Okay. I didn't see that on the TV last night, curtain distraction. I didn't see that out there. Were they still doing it?
I haven't heard that they've retired it, so I would assume at every home game the curtain of distraction would be there. Maybe it's not there the whole game. Maybe it's only there for certain times.
Hamilton Porter says, boy, you're right about these players and these athletes being too close together. Bruce Jacobs was way too close to Bryce Drew this weekend. That's a recipe for disaster. Bryce Drew's on their show every week. I'm pretty sure they're pals. Blissful Hayes says, you want Michael Buffer to stand between the fans and the bench? No, and by the way, when they started the Pro Bowl the other day, did you guys, I don't know if you saw this, but okay, there's 2 buffers. One is the let's get ready to rumble, and the other one's the guy who does UFC. I don't know which one's which. Yeah. Michael and Carl.
Bruce Buffer is the other one.
Okay, Michael and Bruce. Bruce Buffer is the UFC guy, right?
Yes.
Well, he was up there, and they're like, they turn the camera, and he's like this. And he's like, he's delivering. Nobody turned his mic on. Nobody would turn his mic on.
I hate when they do that. Yeah, I hate when that happens.
I was just like, no, this is way more entertaining. Thunder Snow says, Jeffrey, are you sure the new texter isn't Han Solo? No, Han Jolo has confirmed it was not a typo or a spelling error. It says, no, it's not Spanish. He says just a knockoff of Han Solo. That's all. Baby Got That says, shout out to Athlons, a great company, local company. We designed and make all their packaging for their shoes. I wish Flying Monkeys and I would have known you were picking up the shoes. We would have sent one of our delivery trucks over to Athlons to pick up and drop off the shoes.
That's very nice. A little bit too late, but very nice.
That's all right. It was only like $115 for the U-Haul. That's all right. Yeah, maybe a little something, a little fill out a form there at ArizonaSportsAngels.org. Yeah, but that's how we appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. Random texter says, I read an article today, gentlemen, that said Tom Brady really wants to quarterback them 49ers. You think the possibilities are the Bucs will trade the rights to Brady for Jimmy G?
Well, I think today he was very clear on his podcast, which comes out on Tuesday, the Let's Go Podcast. What an original name, by the way. He starts off every game with a screaming at the top of his lungs, let's go. But he said, look, I'm at peace with my my decision. Yeah.
Jim Gray or who?
No,
Tom
Brady. Tom Brady has a podcast. It's called Let's Go.
So dorky.
Yeah.
And by the way, they should now be called Let's Go Retire, because nobody gives a damn what you have to say anymore, Tom Brady. You're washed up. You're nothing. You're done in this town.
Please don't say that. He'll try and come back.
Yeah. Anyway, he said he's at peace with his decision to retire, but never say never. So he did say that today.
All right. Well, what do you say we take ourselves a little break and we come back? I have no idea what we're talking about, but I'm sure Randy will get us there. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The big game is finally here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? Bet on Super Bowl 56 props instead. DraftKings Sportsbook offers a wide range of props throughout the big game. Take your shot at winning cash by predicting props like if a non-quarterback will throw a pass, fourth down conversions, total yardage, and so much more. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. In the 1980s NBA decade, can you name the player that scored the most points in that decade? Think about it. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. Who was it? The answer's coming up on the Daily Sports Quiz.
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia websites.
Well, there were a lot of great players in the 1980s decade. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, just to name a few. But the player that scored the most points in the 80s, Alex English of the Denver Nuggets. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Weekends now through April 3rd.
Great shopping! A giant crafts market! New shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments! Non-stop feasting and more! The Renaissance Festival is back!
Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. On the card only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery.
We've got the Big P podcast.
Fantastic.
Never miss your favorite hosts.
That big interview.
Or your favorite show again.
That's just about the most fantastic scheme I've had to date.
Check out our podcast library. Download your favorite shows you want to hear and listen to it whenever and wherever you want. It's like audio magic.
My.
Get your ear on now at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Taco Tuesday, the 8th day of February. Got to remind you that the Super Bowl right around the corner. NFL season comes down to this, with the Rams taking on the Bengals to celebrate. FanDuel Sportsbook hooking up all customers with a risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on Super Bowl. And if you don't win, FanDuel will refund you. Now, same-game parlays are like this. You take out a game. Let's say you take the Bengals to win, and then you have Joe Burrow on his passing yards. He goes over a certain amount. Let's say you've got Odell Beckham Jr. is going to make so many receiving yards during the game. Cam Akers is going to rush for X amount of yards. There you go. You've got 3 legs on your parlay, and no matter what you do, if you win or lose, FanDuel's going to refund you if you lose. They're going to pay you back. So if you put $10 down, they're going to give you your $10 back. Already have an account? Just place your risk-free same-game parlay before the Super Bowl to qualify. New customers join today with promo code Randy1580. You can enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. You can turn a $5 bet into $280 cash, not credits, cash. That's promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and older, present in Arizona. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund, $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text the next step to 53342. All right, guys, I'm going to throw this at you, and this is going to be open for discussion. Apparently, the NFL has destroyed and gotten rid of all the evidence that they gathered during the Deflategate investigation. Is that, and then nobody is releasing what actually happened, what they gathered. So it's all locked up in a vault or it's been burned, incinerated. So what say you? Was this a good idea?
As a Colts fan, you look at this and you're like, well, why would they do that? So what's going to happen is Patriot fans are going to say, aha, they're getting rid of all the evidence that says that Tom Brady was innocent because they look bad because they went ahead and suspended him. So, aha. The Colts fans are going to say, oh, they're getting rid of the evidence because there's probably even worse evidence on there of Belichick and Brady cheating. And they can't have that when they probably want to honor Tom Brady and name the Super Bowl trophy after him or some stupid crap like that. So
the Tom Brady Super Bowl trophy.
So but Patriot fans, Colt fans are both like, what the hell? Why are they getting rid of that stuff? I don't know what the rest of you guys think, but what I don't understand is, why are you destroying this evidence? Are you out of storage space at the NFL? I mean, why are they doing this? They said why they're doing this.
I don't think that they have to say why they're doing it. There were a series of emails just sitting around on a computer that got a coach fired from a football team. You just don't want this stuff sitting around. If you think that there's something potentially incriminating, and I do think that there's something potentially incriminating there, I couldn't tell you what, but whatever it is, the league doesn't just want it sitting around, because once somebody else finds it and gets the context on it, the league isn't going to be able to put their spin on the story. Better to just destroy it and we'll all get mad, but there's nothing we can do.
Guarantee you it's not. Ooh, it shows that Tom Brady's innocent. Guarantee you that's not it.
The evidence was never pointing towards Tom's innocence in the first place. So no, I don't think that it makes Tom look more innocent.
No, it's about making him look more guilty when he's about to be the elder statesman of all of football.
Though to say they're going to name the Super Bowl trophy after him, I threw up in my mouth when you said that. Please.
So this was the brainchild of NFL General Counsel Jeff Pash. Why would he delete these numbers? Why would he delete this information? I don't know. I was reading through this article. It makes no sense to me. And
Wiggy by Biggie says, "Hey, Jeffrey is a Raiders fan. I think they can get all that evidence and tuck it up their ass."
So there you go.
The Gamecock says, what's the point investigating the game won by 30 plus points? It's not about the game, Gamecock. It's about Tom Brady hides the truth, destroys the phone, is appropriately suspended for his actions. Belichick often caught cheating. They've lost draft picks. Don't act like those things never happened. Yes, they did beat the Colts by 30 points. Would they have won that game? Probably, but you know what? We'll never know now, will we? Because they cheated.
And more to the point is the very few texts that we got that came out and some of the details that we got suggested that there was a system in place where this happened multiple times. So if you had, say, evidence that this happened on not just one occasion, but multiple, now we're having a conversation about multiple times of Tom Brady cheating, not just the one game that they won by 30 points.
Yeah, this is about exonerating nothing. This is about protecting Tom Brady from even more damning information, or else they'd be like, well, here's the information. Turns out, boy, sorry, Tom, you were wrong. Shut up.
I guess we will never know the full truth and all the players involved in this game, so to speak. But it's gone now. Now it's all speculation. Let the speculation begin.
I'm going to go along with the all those Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy theorists. I'm going to say, well, they did take care of that one witness, Aaron Hernandez.
Oh no.
He was just hanging around anyway.
He didn't kill himself.
Moving on here. Von Miller had some comments ahead of the Super Bowl. It's happening this weekend. Von Miller, he's played his entire career in Denver, won a Super Bowl there. Now he's on the Rams. He's going to be playing in his second Super Bowl. But he made this statement. Tell me, guys, what you think about it. He said, quote, "I didn't want to leave. If it was up to me, I'd still be in Denver. This wasn't my choice. I always wanted to be a Denver Bronco forever. I'll always want to be a Denver Bronco forever. I'm just working here in LA right now," end quote. What do you guys think about that? If you have a guy playing on your team that is saying this type of thing before a Super Bowl, how are you feeling as his teammate?
I don't know. I think that he liked where he was at. He liked the city he was in. He liked the organization he was working for. He didn't ask to be traded. That doesn't mean that he can't focus on what he's doing and go out and play to what he's capable of right now. He's, of course, not the Von Miller that we all knew before, but he can still play at a high level and go out there and win a Super Bowl. I think he's been playing at as high a level as he can reach at this stage in his career.
I don't like it.
And
I don't like it.
That's it? You just don't like it?
No, I got more. I don't like it because you're supposed to be on that team, right? And so you're love lettering backwards behind you to the other team. And if I'm on either team, I'm just like, then why'd you leave? And then if I'm on the other team, I'm like, why are you here? Yeah, I mean, this is. It's just best to not say stuff like that at all. Saying something like, I still have a lot of love for Denver. But boy, we're going to kick ass in this game right now. You can just a slight thing like that. But the way he says it, I'll always be a Denver Bronco. Yeah, he's like, it's too much. Dial it back a little bit, Vaughn. I mean, I get it. You're probably glad to be out of Denver. Another bunch of evidence never came to light. We have no idea what the hell you did to your chickens. We have no idea what you did to the chickens to get arrested because they didn't release any of the information. I'm pretty sure it was about the chickens. But back to the football. I don't really care for that. It's not a good look. Be the man on your team. Your only focus should be the team you're on. You can say a nice little thing about where you had been before, but to make a grandiose statement like that, if I'm a Rams fan, I'm like, the hell, dude. We're in a Super Bowl. We got you to a Super Bowl. You helped us, but we brought you to a Super Bowl. And now you're still looking back at the X. You're on your ex's Facebook. You're on your ex's Twitter. You're on your ex's. You slide it into your ex's DMs, basically.
The problem with the X analogy is like if you got traded from one relationship to another, it
doesn't matter if that X dumped you or you dumped that X. You don't look backwards. That gets you in trouble, and that gets you in trouble with your current. And guess what? Your current now has become future X because they don't want to hear that. The fans of the Rams don't want to hear this. And he just focus on the damn game, man. I don't care for that.
I think with Von Miller too. Von Miller is known as one of these just brutally honest guys. You put a microphone.
Peyton Manning is always a Colt. Sorry,
you put a microphone in his face, and he's going to tell you the exact truth of what he's thinking, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, but he's emotional about it. Another quote here. He says that was one of the toughest things I had to do was leave my firstborn son in Denver and come here. But it's the future of my sport. I mean, I agree with Jeffrey. If you're a Rams fan, you don't want to hear him talking very fondly and lovingly about the Denver Broncos. Get your mind in the game. Super Bowl 56 is this Sunday, pal. Hey, you need to be talking about what you're doing for the Rams right now. And after my career, I'll probably move back to Denver, something along those lines.
Yeah, I think you can do both. I don't think like when he's out on the field, he's going to be like, oh man, my son's back in Denver. Too bad I'm not focused on this game.
Oh, but I mean,
like he's going to be just fine, but he's just speaking the truth, probably too much truth. I wouldn't say all that.
I miss my chickens, but the restraining order.
But he's not a free agent. He got traded over there. So if the guy signed with my team and said all that stuff, I'm like, the hell did you sign here for? Guy gets shipped over. It's a little bit of a different scenario to me.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the toughest things I've had to do was to leave my firstborn son in Denver and come here. But it's the nature of my sport. It'll be okay, guys. I'm always a Bronco forever. I love you guys. Come on, man. Give me a break.
I think Lefty thinks at first the NFL is just cleaning out hard drives because they knew they needed to make space for all the emails from the Commanders.
Of course.
And he says Vaughn is just still loyal to the team paying 9 of his $9.7 million contract this year.
Come on, man. Biggest game of the year. One of the biggest games of your life is happening this weekend. Let's get focused on the job at hand.
I think he is. I find it hard to believe that a person can't miss where they're from and do the job in front of them at the same time, you know?
Let's go to the text line at 888-368-1580 as Jeff go. Oh, hey, we're running out of time here, Jeff.
I got it. Thunder Snow says Tom Brady is the GOAT and a lying, cheating bastard. Yeah, I agree. We're not going to disagree on that. Yeah. Moist One says Andrew Whitworth should come out and say the same thing Vaughn did, except for Cincinnati. That way he gets a ring no matter what happens. Good point. Boogie says some athletes are hired guns, hired assassins, make no qualms about it. It's business. Got no problem with Von Miller saying that. High performance people play a different kind of game. Fed Fan says just like Solar Boy Ralph, Von Miller will not be faithful to his current team. Hamilton Ward says pretty sure Gretzky cried like a bitch when he got traded too. Gretzky, he never cried.
When you join us back here on the Blender, we're going to talk to the Super Bowl. Who's going to win the Super Bowl because it's already been played, according to Madden. That's around the corner here on the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
The big game is finally here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? Bet on Super Bowl 56 props instead. DraftKings Sportsbook offers a wide range of props throughout the big game. Take your shot at winning cash by predicting props like if a non-quarterback will throw a pass, fourth down conversions, total yardage, and so much more. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Eucora. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. TNC and privacy policy found at eucora.com/TNC.
I've always gotten UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I felt like I was out of options. I'm Jenna. My experience inspired me to start Eucora. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it to flush your urinary tract. Get your life back with Eucora. Get 30% off Eucora when you text HEALTH to 64,000. To get 30% off, text HEALTH to 64000.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the hour number 3 of the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And my name is Randy White. That is Jeffrey O'Brien over there.
Hi.
And Keon Rose is hermetically sealed for our safety, spinning the steel wheels of power from the Harman Solar Studios. And you are part of the show on the text line at 888-368-1580 as we travel through a Taco Tuesday. We were talking last hour a little bit about the Super Bowl odds. Jeffrey and I, of course, talk about DraftKings and FanDuel. Well, there's some new odds that have come out for this Waste Management Phoenix Open. There's been some question. Now, Jeffrey, have you heard any more? Are we going to be out there at the Waste Management?
From what I understand, we will have
Open.
a presence.
What's the latest news?
Still waiting to find out if that presence will involve us broadcasting there. So stay tuned.
It is the known as the People's Open because over the 4 days of this tournament, some million people, probably somewhere around there, will be passing through the gates at the Players Club out there in Scottsdale, and lots of people come. There are the world's best golfers out there. John Rahm, who was born and raised in Spain, but is an ASU alumni and lives in Scottsdale. The number 1 player in the world, he'll be out there. Patrick Cantlay, the number 3 player in the world, he'll be out there. Victor Hovland, the number 3 player, the number 4 player in the world, he'll be out there.
Shuffle?
Xander Schauffele? I don't know.
Pronounced Shuffle.
Well, okay, I don't know, but there's now that we are kind of Arizona's sports betting station here, I thought I would throw some odds out to get our fourth dimension kind of ready. To see Xander Schauffele is in the field, by the way. Xander Schauffele's a plus 2,000 to win. That's the odds on the 2022 WM Phoenix Open. Daniel Berger's a plus 3,000. Tony Finau, another ASU alumni, plus 3,300. Sam Burns, 3,300. Brooks Koepka will be in attendance, plus 3,500. A guy I'm watching very closely because I just like the name and I like the way he plays the game. Seamus Power is plus 4,000 to win the Waste Management Phoenix Open. He was in play for quite some time on last week's Pebble Beach tour Pebble Beach tour stop, but ended up he wasn't there. So lots of guys. Justin Thomas is going to be out there. Hideki Matsuyama, your reigning Masters champion, will be out there. Jordan Spieth will be out there. There's some of the odds, some of the great players on the planet Earth will be in attendance out at the Waste Management Phoenix Open.
So here's what I found. I found the bet of the lifetime. Are you ready for this?
This is the bet of a lifetime. All right.
Plus 100,000 for Craig Hocknull. Craig Hocknull. Plus 100,000. So if I bet my $3 on him, I'll win $3,003 if the very bottom guy wins. It's probably just a waste of time, though, right?
Well, I don't know why you're saying you mean for the Phoenix Open?
Yeah,
because I've got the odds that I have here. I don't have a Craig Hocknull on here.
Yeah, I've just I'm on the DraftKings and it says this is for winner. Or top 5 finish or top 10 finish. And
okay.
He's down here at 100,000, plus 100,000 for top 5. He's plus 15,000 and top 10, 6,500. So should I not? I probably shouldn't do that, huh? Because there's no way this guy is going to win.
I don't think.
But watch, we'll have this conversation, and then he wins. And they're like, Jeffrey, did you make that bet? No, I lost 3,000.
Well, I think you would probably be better putting your money somewhere else. I don't know. I'll just give you one. I think maybe you know what, Jeffrey, you should put your money on your guy Schauffele, Xander Schauffele. That's your guy. He's plus 2,000.
I'm going to put $1 on Craig Hocknull to win because that'll get me $1,000 if the unthinkable happens.
Okay,
I'm doing. I just hit it. Boom. I just hit the button.
Just like that. Okay. All right. I
am going to bet Shuffle.
All right. Keon, are you much up on the PGA Tour at all? Do you like watching the golf here?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the major tournament, so I'm familiar with a lot of the names and faces. Boy, I like Justin Thomas a lot, which is a very chalky thing to say, but just
14 plus 1,400 is the numbers on him.
But yeah, he's been playing really well lately, so I'm leaning towards Justin Thomas.
I got to tell you, Seamus Power, I like him a lot, but I think another guy that I'm looking at, Jordan Spieth was very hot last week at Pebble Beach, but he doesn't play very well here in Phoenix. I think I might put some money on Hideki Matsuyama. He needs a win. This is a course that he plays well at, so maybe I'll put my money on Hideki Matsuyama. He's plus 1,800. So if I put $1 down, what does that get me, Jeffrey? You're the math.
I had to close that window.
$180. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm thinking of. I'm going to put some money down on Shuffle, John Rahm, because he was an ASU guy.
John Rahm.
And the guy, the Happy Gilmore guy at the very bottom of the thing to win the whole damn thing.
All right. Well, you never know. That's why they play the game. Other notable Phoenix residents, Pat Perez will be playing. He's plus 10,000. Let's see who else is on here that I know is from Phoenix. You'll just have to look. The field is enormous, and it's a lot of fun. If you get a chance to go out and join us out there, if we are out there, it's a lot of fun. There's a damn Jack Daniel's whiskey truck out there. Remember
That's
that one
right.
year we went and got a shot out there at the Jack Daniel whiskey truck?
Yeah,
I mean,
that stuff.
We're talking about a golf tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Golf tournament, and there's a Jack Daniel's whiskey truck, and there is a constant roar. And I say constant roar because that's what it is out there. It's not like a golf tournament where everybody's got to be quiet. Shh, shh. It's a constant roar. There's like a buzz out there the entire time. It never gets quiet, especially on the 16th. Everybody knows about the 16th. But there you go. I just thought I'd throw that out there as we start off the 5 o'clock hour here on the Daily Blender 1580, the Fanatic. All right, guys, the Super Bowl has been played already. I don't know if you knew this, but apparently it has been played.
Okay, but before you go any further, were they right last year? Were they right about their prediction last year?
Well, I don't know. I didn't do that much research on this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why would you ask me? The Madden simulation has been right about half the time in recent years. It missed on last year's Super Bowl, predicting 37-27 Kansas City Chiefs win, which ended up being a 31-9 Tampa Bay Buccaneers blowout. There you go. I found it. So
it was wrong. So, I mean, if it's right half the time, it was wrong last year, then it stands to reason it should be dead damn on this year.
Well, Madden missed the 2 Super Bowls before that, incorrectly picking the Rams to beat the Patriots.
Ah, damn it. I have no idea.
In Super Bowl LII. And the Patriots ended up beating the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl LII. Madden did get Super Bowl LI, selecting New England to defeat Atlanta. So, yeah, there you go.
So what did they say this year? So it's what I mean, we can't take this seriously, but what does Madden say this year?
Well, Joe Burrow, when he wins championships and stuff, he likes to light up a cigar. So apparently he can light up a virtual cigar on this one because according to Madden, the Bengals will edge out the Rams 24-21 this coming weekend.
If they had been more consistently right, then it'd be like, oh, we better make our bets. But because they're only right half the time, guess who else is right half the time? The entire human race. I mean, pretty much everybody collectively is going to be right half the time. And another part of that is no matter what happens, you have a 50% chance of being right in this Super Bowl. Although, except for one thing, does Madden understand the defense of the Rams? And does Madden have statistical understanding that Joe Burrow got sacked over and over and over again against decent defenses, and that this is probably not going to be pretty?
Keon?
Does Madden understand these things? I don't know to the depth that it would need to predict these things better. That's why it's got an 11-7 record in picking Super Bowls. which isn't bad, but for a computer simulation, you'd expect a whole lot better.
Well, remember, they don't play it like 500 times and get any sort of data. They just play it once.
Yeah,
it's not like they play it like 20 times in a row to see who the favorite actually is.
Well, a lot of the simulators will do 10,000 times before they come up with any sort of an answer. So
yeah, but it says that they played it this one time. They played this one time. So yeah.
So it's funny, just to see what they come up with and compare it to real life. But yeah, I just don't know that tells us and anything that we can use, especially as bettors.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got nothing here.
Can you imagine somebody? I'm reading like in this article I'm reading here. It says Burrow gave the Bengals an early lead in the simulation with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Jamar Chase in the first quarter. Somebody's out there going, "Bam! I'm putting $100 on Jamar Chase to get the first touchdown."
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad idea. Don't do that. Big George says, "Wow, it sounds like a tuberculosis ward over there with you guys coughing. You guys okay? I still have a nasty cough thanks to COVID. I was around a lot of dust today, and I still have this little bit of a lingering tickle cough from when I had the COVID. I don't know what's going on with Randy. Keon,
I'm dying.
We've yet to hear you cough, Keon, so you might as well join in."
That's the most cough I can give you right now.
Keon, that was his turn your head and cough.
Pick up the game, Keon. Pick up the game.
And it's got to come out of nowhere, like a mid-sentence. It's like, well, I don't know, Tom Brady. Sorry, I don't know, Tom Brady. Yeah, you gotta sell it, Keon.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize that I had to sell the cough too. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, Big George. I didn't realize it was being so loud. I'll try to get. But I don't have a cough button in here. Randy, you and I should get cough buttons. I hear they're all the rage.
Cough buttons.
Sure. Nondescript says, "Yeah, but what does the game predicting chicken have to say about the Super Bowl?" You know what?
I haven't checked in with the game chicken.
I am sure there's going to be a bunch of things like this guy's turtle, that guy's cow taking craps in the field or something, and then that chicken and that mealworm something. We'll give you all that stuff. Maybe I'll even have my new puppy pick the Super Bowl. If I could just get him to quit licking his nuts all the day. Can you just not? Could you?
Wow.
Okay. I mean, I can see you. You're like right in my field of vision. Fed fan says Justin Thomas for the win. She says, let's have a contest, gift card to the person who guesses correctly how many times you get flipped off at the golf tournament. Well, that's the thing. I was asking for it that day. We were joking around. I can't remember what. And I says, I don't mind. Somebody wants to come up here and flip me off. It'd be fine. And then, of course, like a couple hours goes by and I completely forget I said that. And there's this very lovely lady, just like both fingers in the air right at me. I'm like, what did I do to her? I forgot. That was funny. Cowboy Sparky says, will Judge Smales be playing? Yes, of course, Judge Smales will be playing. Boomer Sooner says, Tyler, that cough was like you're at your high school physical before you went out to play football. Doctor says, turn your head to cough. Boomer, his name's Keon, not Tyler. Oddly, my son's name is Tyler, the grown one. Average Joe says, can we start a daily blender Wordle league? Shut up.
No.
I'm going to block you. I don't know what it is. So first there's Big George, and then it's, hey, George, could you just keep me out of them texts? And it's like, listen, I just, I don't care about it. And then here comes Average Joe and Just the Tip, and basically saying that come on, guys, please don't put us in your Wordle tweets. And they're like, well, you uncultured swine. It was like, maybe we'd bring some intellect here to the fourth dimension. And it's like, it's a stupid bleeping word game. Okay. And listen,
we've got enough intellect, damn it.
Nothing that happens on Twitter needs to be intellectual in any way.
We're as smart as we want to be.
I just don't want to be bothered. It's Wordle. Right. I don't want to be bothered by ding, ding, ding by Wordle. Okay. I just listen, I kick ass at all word games. I'm a Scrabble champion. I can figure out the Wheel of Fortune puzzles within 2 letters. I'm sure I can handle your intellectual endeavor called Wordle.
Not pouring.
So I'm
of wine
sorry. I'm an uncultured swine because I won't play your dork game. No, thank you. I asked nicely the first time. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says Judge Smales never slices. And by the way, I've got Ricky Fowler in the top 10, mainly because I hope to see his pole vaulter wife in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You can just look at a picture of her. Or are you going in person? Okay, I see what you're saying. Let's see. Big George says, "Oh, I don't mind you guys coughing. It actually makes me feel better knowing that I'm not the only one with a lingering COVID cough." Come on, yeah. Keon did join the club and cough, sort of. Just a little disappointing.
I've had this cough for going on 60 years now, so sorry about that.
And I can't tell if it's allergies or post-COVID. I don't know. Just don't know.
Probably a little of both.
Oh, Randy, by the way, on Deep Links wants you to know at plus 1,800, $1 gets you $18 back.
Nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. On to more. Here's your Olympics man of the day. Your Olympics man of the day, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have probably known about this guy, the shirtless, oiled up Tongan flag bearer. The guy that goes out there, he's in the authentic Tongan gear.
Oh, Harold, turn up the radio. He's talking about a shirtless, oiled up man.
He's all shirtless. He's oiled up. He's wearing the Tongan stuff. He is your Olympics man of the day. Apparently, he is not at the Olympics this year, according to NPR. The guy's name. Oh, by the way, I can't pronounce the guy's name, so I'm going to just do a Jeffrey O'Brien on this. Peter Tafafufu. Peter Tafafufu. He stayed home this year. Skipped the games to focus on humanitarian relief for the Tongans after last month's volcano eruption. And you should see these pictures. It's just crazy. So he has stayed behind to help his people and to help clean up and provide humanitarian relief in Tonga. So there's your Olympics man of the day.
Well, let's not act like he doesn't get anything out of it. Come on, Randy. You guys, everywhere he goes, they're oiling him up. Everywhere he goes, free oil all the time. So it's not like, oh, look at me. Oh, I'm this altruistic human being. Let
me do this for Moist One here. Go ahead.
Charity. Oh, yes. And oil right here. I got a dry spot. I got a dry spot right there. Damn it. You want me to go back to the Olympics? Do you? Thank you. Oil it. Feeling good. Yes.
All right. There's your Olympic Tonga Olympic man of the day.
Besides that, what was this event? I'm sorry. What did the oiled up Tonga do in the Olympics?
I can't make out what he did.
I thought he was a
cross country skier. He does taekwondo for the summer games and cross country skiing for the winter games.
Oh man, dude, total.
Yeah, he's a manly man. The flag bearer for Tonga.
Yeah, that's a lot of cardio right there. Big George says, "Hey guys, I stopped tagging you and Berg on the Twitter per your request. I'm now wordling in my private dark bedroom." No, Big George. You can tweet whatever the hell you want. I just don't need to be tagged in it because then everybody starts talking about it. And then Berg is all there getting upset about it. And I don't want to be a part of that. And yes, you did. You're a good man. It's just now that Average Joe and Just the Tip, now they're over here poking the bear with the old wordle, nerdle, dirtle, whatever the bleep old fertile.
I don't know. The moment I see it, I mute the conversation. I don't even.
I keep forgetting you can do that.
Yeah. It's made my life on Twitter infinitely better.
Hefty Lefty says, "Get a load of Mr. Big Shot. I can solve the Wheel of Fortune." And he goes, "Kidding." He says, "I've actually met Fowler's wife when she was in high school. She's a very nice gal. In all seriousness, I'm very happy for them." Says the guy that had close to 0% chance with her. You don't sell yourself short, Hefty Lefty. Don't sell yourself short. I mean, I don't know. He's a pretty buff guy. I mean, women like that.
Could he be the flag bearer for Tonga?
Hey, Hefty, do you want to get oiled up and go in and stand in for the Fiji guy?
He's from Tonga.
I just request that I know when you're on TV so I don't watch. I don't need to see that. Kiss the Cooks is Super Bowl Sunday. When I wake up, I'll sit up in my bed. I'll look down. If it's left, then it's going to be the AFC. If it's right, it's going to be the NFC. I can't tell you how I know it'll be a tie. Wait, what? Han Jolo says, Wait, what is going on here? He says, as a Denver Broncos fan, I would love for Von Miller to join Aaron Rodgers on the Broncos next year. As an anybody fan, anybody would be thrilled to have Aaron Rodgers on their team next year. And I mean, everybody feels that nobody out there would say no to Aaron Rodgers right now. Who's saying no to Aaron Rodgers?
Danica Patrick.
Who in the front office of an NFL team is saying no to Aaron
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You guys got to straighten me out on these questions.
Got to be really specific sometimes.
Do you know it was Danica Patrick that dumped him? I have a feeling. No,
it was mutual, I'm sure. All right, when we come back, we got to take a break. When we come back, there is dissension in the Monday Night Football announce booth, and one of the members is trying to get out of there. Dear God, he's trying to get out of there in the worst way. We'll talk about it next on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Arizona Coyotes back on the ice tonight, sitting with a record of 11-30-4. They are in Vancouver this evening for a matchup against the Canucks. As you would expect, the Canucks are favored. They're paying out at minus 260 on the money line, while the Coyotes, if they come up with the win, they would pay out at plus 210. The over-under is sitting at 5.5. The Phoenix Suns, they also play tonight. They are in Philadelphia. Does not match up against the 76ers. Suns 43-10, 76ers 32-21, but Philadelphia is favored by 1.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. It's Randy from the Daily Blender. To celebrate, new customers can bet $5 to win $280 in cash on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when registering. That's right. You'll get your winnings in cold, hard cash because we know cash is always better than free bets. There's no better place to bet Super Bowl 56 than FanDuel Sportsbook. Don't miss your chance to turn $5 into $280. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Randy1580 to make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, promo code Randy1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Must be 21 and older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an Eamon wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. On the card only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Raiders football, golf, Vegas, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
On 1580, The Fanatic, attention Fed fan, attention Fed fan. I just want to invite you personally to download the DraftKings Sportsbook on your phone. Yes, they're an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, Fed fan, and they're giving customers 56 to 1 odds on either team. I don't care if you're going to say Rams. I don't care if you're going to say Bengals. One way or another, you bet $5 or more, you get 280 in free bets if your team wins, Fed fan. If you're not a new customer, I don't know, maybe Fed fans betting on the tennis, we didn't know it. Bet on Super Bowl 56 props instead. You could have fun with it that way. So listen, Fed fan, download the DraftKings Sports app. Use promo code BET1580. Get 56 to 1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 or more, and you get 280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. 21 years or older, Arizona residents only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Okay, Fed fan?
That was very specific, Jeff. Go.
Well, she didn't like my segue in the last hour. So I thought maybe she'd like that.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, guys, we got to get serious here because there is chaos and catastrophe on the horizon. Who here likes Louis Riddick?
I do.
He's the only decent part of Monday Night Football.
Well, he could be leaving, and he did not say anything to his colleagues at ESPN.
Smart man.
Apparently, he's interviewing for the job of Steelers GM. The current GM is going to leave after the 2022 draft. Now, I have two issues here. Number one, why did Riddick not give information to ESPN and his colleagues?
Is it their business?
And it would be nice to let his colleagues know.
It's none of their business. He doesn't have the job yet. I mean,
listen,
if he's interviewing, he doesn't have to tell anybody.
Would you tell clown ass Steve Levy anything about your life?
Probably not. No. Hey guys, I've got to take a day off. I got to get my hair done.
Whenever we show up, if you ever see us on this camera, any of us wearing a tie, you're like, oh God, they're going. Those are interview clothes.
All right. The second thing is the Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert said he will retire after the 2022 NFL draft. Here's my thing. You know what? If you want to stay on and you want to have the new GM who's going to take your place in there with you, and you want to work with him during this draft, I got no problem with it. But if you're making the picks for a new GM to come in and have to handle, I hate that idea. I hate it. This is the new GM's team. He needs to come in and start building the team, not you, pal.
Here's the reason I'm shocked at the Steelers. 2 words, Mike Mayock. Why are you? I mean, listen, Louis Riddick seems like a pretty good guy. Seems like a smart guy. I got nothing against him. But anytime you go to the old ESPN well for GM talent, is that working out all right anywhere?
I mean, probably not. But I would say about Louis Riddick, it has been a while. But he's worked in NFL front offices before. You know, he's played in the league. It's not quite Mike Mayock, where Mike Mayock's only connection to drafting anything was from TV.
Fantasy football.
Yeah. The mock draft season is a big thing, and it's high entertainment value for guys like, Mel Kiper and stuff. But Riddick is a guy that's actually had some connections to the NFL. So it's not completely out of left field, even though it's been a while.
Well, Riddick did play in the league. But he last was in a front office, an NFL team about a decade ago, and that was with the Eagles. So he might be a little rusty. However, I don't think he will be, because the environment he's been around at ESPN has been all up to the minute ESPN stuff, and he's highly respected there at the network. I mean, I would think if I'm the Steelers, dude, I'm gonna snap him up. Look, I wish that the Cardinals would snap him up. We can we'll trade the Steelers, Steve Keim, for Louis Riddick, please.
Knowing NFL is one thing, but to be an effective GM, you got to
really know your college football. You really got to know who these players are. You almost have to be looking forward 4 years and see who the hell's coming out of high school. You got to have really good talent evaluators, scouts. You got to have a handle on everything. And you got to be really locked into that. Is Riddick locked into that? Or is he's just a NFL guy?
I would think that he'd be locked in. He was around ESPN and he was able to talk and to hang out
about us. Well, those guys were around 1580 The Fanatic. We don't know anything.
Well, they've got guys at ESPN that are, they've got McShay and they've got the rest of those guys that have been in the college that are talking college football all the time, that are seeing players that are freshmen that are coming in, that are guys that are, that are targeted to be NFL greats. I mean, he's been around these guys. He's able to, to speak with them. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Though I do think it is odd, the timing of a general manager search right now. We just came past the Senior Bowl. We had the East-West Shrine Bowl. Like these are things that scouts go to start to look at some of these college guys and get some of these hands-on coaching moments with these players. That's a huge part of the evaluation. Mike Tomlin was in Mobile, Alabama at the Senior Bowl. How can you be looking for a general manager right now while all this stuff is happening?
I'll tell you what, I like Riddick Bowe. I'm sorry, Louis Riddick. Why I said Riddick Bowe? I like Louis Riddick. I wish him well on this. And, from what we can tell, he should be real good.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. The other issue that I have is there's no way if I'm the GM that I'm coming in when a guy retires after the 2022 NFL draft. What kind of timeline is that? The team can't agree to that. They've got to be able to bring this guy in, and he's got to be a part of the process, right? He's got to transition to this new GM, right?
Yeah, a new general manager has different ideas as to what to do with the team, how to construct the team, how we're going to put the roster together, who's worthy of taking up X percentage of the cap space. You can't have two cooks in the kitchen with those kinds of decisions.
Yeah.
I just got word that, yes, we will be broadcasting at the Waste Management Phoenix Open on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And what I'm being told is we're by the entrance across from the fan shop. So there we are. So you will be able to see us out there. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. I hope it doesn't get hot. Just
okay.
And here, take a look at this photograph. I guess I'm going to be wearing sunglasses during the actual show because at this time, boy. That's when, see that? Right into the sun. So,
boy.
But yeah, nice setup right there. Look, there you see Radio Ron out there in the background already messing with the crowd. So there we go. We will be out there. So if you guys are out there, stop by and say hi to us. By the way, I just want you to know Hefty Lefty is very, very happy. The happiest we've seen Hefty Lefty in a long time, Randy.
Well, that's great.
He says another Broncos fan to join in the 6 years of misery. Welcome, Han Jolo. Our support meetings are every Thursday night. Light refreshments are served. Optimism required.
888-368-1580 is the text line. You are a part of the show. You are the show.
Hey, Randy, did you see the text from Big Kev? He's wondering if that text went through, but that was earlier in the show, but he was asking about the NASCAR clash or something.
Yeah, I saw that. I read that early, but he said something about the Blue Devils, and he said that he sent yesterday that didn't get read. Well, I looked back. I didn't see anything about the Blue Devils, and I asked him to resend that.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. So, Big Kev, sometimes if you're trying to send pictures or stuff like that, it may not go through in the text line. Just send that stuff to blender@1580thefanatic.com.
All right. We already know Kyler Murray has scrubbed his social media of all Arizona Cardinal content. He's unfollowed the team on social media. The hard part about this whole thing is why? Why is he doing this?
So I'm taking a shower this afternoon, Randy, and then my wife comes running in with her phone. She's like, breaking news. The Arizona Cardinals are trading Kyler Murray to the Falcons. I say, what? Is that real? And she's like, for Josh Rosen. And I'm thinking, that can't be real. And I thought Randy would be thrilled because he loves him some Josh Rosen. But then, of course, I looked everywhere and didn't see it. So I don't know who put that. And I thought, well, maybe you knew. So are you telling us there's a trade?
No, there's no trade here. I think this has a lot to do with his contract that's coming up. He wants a super huge deal. I can't see any other reason for him to do this. Can you, Keon? Why is he doing this? What's going on?
So I looked it up because I was definitely curious. And so Kyler Murray's general manager is Eric Burkhart, who this sounds like a stunt that he would pull because, you know, he's a guy where Cliff Kingsbury, his contract was expiring and he has the same agent as Kyler Murray. And there were some rumors connecting Cliff to the University of Oklahoma. And those rumors never got shut down at any point until the contract got signed, essentially, because that's the way this goes. Also, Burkhart has publicly criticized Steve Keim. This just feels like some kind of negotiation power play, as opposed to I'm supposed to take that Kyler Murray is moving on from the Cardinals, and that's why he took all the stuff off of his social media and or some form of his feelings are hurt. I think that this is some attempt at a negotiation. Players have done this before in the past. I remember LeBron did the same thing with the Cavs when he was negotiating with them, took all of the stuff off of the social media. Giannis did it actually in Milwaukee near the end of his contract. So it's a thing that a lot of these agents try to do to stir the pot and make some kind of controversy. That's the only thing that I can think.
So you think it's some sort of a ploy to get attention to kind of stir up this contract situation? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, basically. Like, look how much buzz is being generated by this. You know, look how bad you would look if, in fact, it turns out Kyler Murray wants to move in a different direction. Look how bad this would make you look. Essentially, that's the way it comes across to me.
All right, we've been talking a lot about this last couple of days. We keep our eyeballs on it, and we'd love to hear anything new if you the fourth dimension hears from it. 888-368-1580. We've been talking a lot about prop bets too. The Super Bowl is coming up Sunday. Everybody's looking for that prop bet. Well, it looks like Bengals rookie kicker Evan McPherson is one of the most prop bets, or one of the most popular prop bets so far. Evan McPherson's over under a field goal and a half is among the most popular prop bets that's happening, that's trending right now. People that are betting on this game. So why is that?
Because he's a rookie kicker. He's a good story, and he's got a lot of swag to him. By the way, Santa's number one helper, he says, whose dog is that in the background? That was my dog, who is this puppy just woke up from a dream. It just started barking at me, and it was like, whoa, oh, I like him. What's going on here? You're all
nice.
Right, you're all right. Sorry about that, but
that's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever. I can't remember what we're talking about now.
We were talking about Evan McPherson's field goal prop bet of 1.5, with the over getting a -30 odds. The under is at +100.
Right.
So
after he told Joe Burrow, oh, guess we're going to win this one. Or what? Wait, he's a
we're going to the AFC title game. Is basically what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. So now he's got the Joe Cool swagger too on him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I think it'd be pretty interesting if enough people bet on this prop bet, they actually move the line of how many field goals a kicker is going to make. That would be interesting to see.
All right. So there you go. If you want a little insight, take the under right now. It's trending as the popular bet if you're so inclined. The Saints have a new head coach. His name's Dennis Allen. I don't know what to say about this. They didn't even look outside the organization. They just wanted somebody, I guess, who was familiar to the organization, so that everybody feels good. Or the hell's going on here in New Orleans?
That's basically it. You go inside the organization if you feel like you don't want to change too much. You don't want to go in a new direction. You like the direction you were in. Maybe you're just a quarterback away. You need somebody to come in and offensively kickstart that team, but you don't necessarily want to blow the whole thing up. And they're so tied up with cap space, they can't blow the whole thing up. They really don't have the ability to move on from the roster as currently constructed. So move inside the organization, add a quarterback, and see if you can make something happen.
Well, they've got their pick. I mean, Jameis Winston's still on the roster, as far as I know, to be their quarterback. I think he signed a 2-year deal before he got hurt this season. So we'll see what happens there. But this guy Dennis Allen, he doesn't have a very long resume. After a season as the Broncos defensive coordinator, he was hired as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders at that time. But he was very unsuccessful there with compiling an 8-28 record. So why do the Saints think that he's going to be a winner here in New Orleans?
Well, he's done a really good job as their defensive coordinator. He that defense is one of the better defenses in the National Football League. And they were about a hop and skip away from making the playoffs themselves. And that defense was part of the reason why. So, guys in that locker room listen to him. And that's where they're coming from. Again, it's a safe hire. Does it make them better? I don't know, but the goal is to not get much worse.
This just in from Radio Ron out there on site at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. He has just said that not only will we not get shade from the sun in our eyes, but they're putting us up on risers to ensure the sun will be in our eyes the entire damn broadcast.
Wow. Well, that's very nice of him to do that.
I'm going to wear a suit tomorrow. I'm going to wear a tie.
I think you should. All right, when we come back, we've got On This Date in Big George's sports history, maybe a wheel of sports. Who knows? Your text always at 888-368-1580. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games. Day 5 in Beijing and 31 events through, Team USA is still chasing its first gold medal, its longest drought ever to start a Winter Games. Alpine skiing superstar Michaela Schifrin thought she'd have a gold around her neck by now, but she fell on her hip just seconds into her first run of the giant slalom Monday. Schifrin is 7th on the start list tonight in the slalom, which begins at 9:15 Eastern. The 3-time Olympic medalist and 6-time world champion will face stern competition from Slovakia's Petra Vlhova. The 2 best snowboarders of all time ride the half pipe tonight. Chloe Kim and Shaun White start qualifying at 8:30 Eastern. Kim won gold 4 years ago as a teenager. She plans to unveil 3 new tricks in Beijing. With this Winter Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an Emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. A DQ red velvet Cupid cake made for 2. This heart-shaped cake is at the center of your perfect date night. There's a layer of red velvet cake blizzard, delicious red velvety cake pieces and cream cheese icing. Wait, what's that? World-famous DQ soft serve. Your Valentine is speechless. It's a DQ Valentine's Day happily ever after. Moments like these are exactly why the DQ Cupid cake exists. DQ. Happy taste.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The spread game tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Jeffrey O'Brien sporting a brand new hat.
I got a DraftKings hat.
Wow, look at you.
They take care of their spokespeople. Did you get a FanDuel hat?
No, I didn't get a FanDuel hat.
So you probably didn't get a car either?
No, I didn't get a car either. You got a car with the DraftKings?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
No. 888-368-1580 is the text line. You can be a part of it. Wow, that's a nice hat. I like that.
It's very comfy.
I bet it is.
It's like a golf hat.
888-368-50. But you don't play golf. I do.
You're Mr. FanDuel. Sorry. You get nothing.
You get nothing. That you know. 888-368-1580 is the number to be a part of the show. We're in the home stretch here, and in a moment on this date in Big George's sports history. But here's some good news we could talk about today. Good guy, Rich Bisaccia. Remember him? He was the head coach of the Raiders.
Did a nice job for those guys.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's going to the Packers now. He's going to be a special teams coach, coordinator for the Packers. They're adding him, which I think is great. Listen, if I'm Bull Haircut Davis, I'm going to give this guy a chance because look what he did with the Raiders before he left. But hey, no, the damage already done. So Rich Bisaccia is heading to the Green Bay Packers to be the special teams coordinator, and that's his trade. That's what he's been in the league for many years doing. So Packers just get better. What can I say? So good for him. Also, well, where was it? My screen just kind of wigged out here.
Don't you hate when that happens? I hate when that happens. Well, if you want me to read some of these texts, we have a lot of texts backed up here on the text line. If you want me to,
yeah. Let's go to the text line at 888-368-1580.
Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, can I suggest names for your dog, Skipper or Professor? Yeah, no thanks. And we're not. My wife did go, how about Gilligan? I'm like, no. Blissful Hayes says, I'm amazed at how negative Jeffrey is about broadcasting at the Phoenix Open. I'm not negative about it. I just don't want the sun in my eyes, and I don't want to be hot.
Stare into them.
Yeah, you try it. He says he's complaining about 70-degree temperatures and the sun. Definitely a man card violation. No, I'm not even a diva. I don't do heat I'll sweat all over. It's not a pretty sight, And as far as having the sun in your eyes, well, I kind of need to read.
And who likes that? Who is the person that's like, sun in my eyes, could do that again? No one has ever enjoyed the sun in their eyes.
And he says, you're working at a big party. Quit complaining and have fun. Well, here's the problem there. You're half right. I'm working. I'm the only sober guy at the party. You ever been the only sober guy at like a house party? Yeah, that's, it's interesting. No, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that we're going to be out there. It'll be fun to see you guys out there. And yes, it is entertaining. The twilight hour, I'd say about 4 p.m. is when you see the most interesting people being completely drunk.
Too bad you won't be able to see him because your retinas will be burned.
Right. I'll have to have somebody else describe it to me, I guess. Yeah. But no, I'm sure we'll have some fun out there, Blissful Hayes. But I know. I have the experience of the past, and I'm just hoping that we get everything good. Radio Ron says, just have Ralph block the sun. Wow, he just called one of our biggest sponsors fat. God,
pretty sure that's what I heard.
Now we always figure this out. We'll get some shading or something. Heavy Metal Dog says, how about call your dog Jeffrey Jr.? No. Chief Skull says, Jeffrey, your dog looks more like Tom Hanks in Castaway. You should name him Wilson. He is a little bit skinny, but got to remember, he's a rescue, so we're hoping to fatten him up here pretty soon. Fed Fan says, is there a reason why Embiid's not playing tonight? Because he's scared of DeAndre Ayton, and because he knows he said some stuff about DeAndre Ayton at the draft.
I had the TV up just now. I saw Embiid out
there. Well, then DeAndre Ayton has beaten Joel Embiid. If you see DeAndre Ayton doing this like that,
that's why. Yeah, he's had a good meal. That's exactly right. All right, time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2011, Tony Malinowski, the oldest living major leaguer, died at 101 years old in Oxnard, California. Back in 1937, you may remember, the Brooklyn Dodger infielder, a survivor of the Battle of the Bulge, played 35 games for the team. The Dodgers manager, Tommy Lasorda, honored Malinowski on his 100th birthday back in 2009 in Chavez Ravine at Dodger Stadium. So there you go. Former World War II survivor, played some ball and was honored. Wow, on this date, 101 years old. I don't want to live to be that old.
I do.
You want to live to be 100 years old?
I plan to be at a horrible burden on my entire family and all relatives and all dependents and extended family.
Wow.
I am going to drain the resources of my entire lineage. Because you never know what's going to be good on TV next.
Yeah, well, there's that.
That's true.
Keon, do you want to live to be 100 years old?
That sounds awful. No.
How do you
Especially
know?
after
like I don't know, 10 years, like not 90, like 10 years short of 100. 100. Everyone.
Oh, so
100.
90 is so much better than 100? Come on, man.
Yes. Yes.
I've met very.
You want to live to be 90, but not 100. Okay.
Very happy
at
and
the
spry 100-year-old people. We had in Palm Springs. I'm not even kidding. There was a dude, a gentleman salesman is what I called him. And he had been 87, and he'd come in and he'd bring business to the radio station there. And I was like, "You're the man." So you don't know. You might be a very good shape of 100-year-olds. You may not be like the Crypt Keeper.
No, I was walking in. This is a story that happened this past weekend. I was walking in to see my grandson play t-ball. And as I was walking in, there was an older gentleman with a walker just in front of me. And my daughters thought that was me. I was the guy with the walker. And little do they know, I wouldn't have a walker. I'd have one of those motorized scooters.
Oh,
It'd
hell
be
yeah.
all pimped out. I'd have like a motor sound on it with like a loudspeaker say, "Get the hell out of my way." And it would be over revs so I could, just drive that as fast as I want. They thought that was funny that they thought I was the guy with the walker.
Joel Embiid has been found safe. FedFan says she found him. Everything is fine.
Good.
She also
That's
says
good.
after the tournament that I and Mr. Wilbur will have a lot in common. We'll both be blind. Hitting the Nut says, "Call that dog Laddie. Play on Lassie, and you'll always know people falling down wells and stuff." This dog looks like the kind of dog who would laugh. I don't think he's alerting anybody.
So he is more like his owner than we thought.
Starting to seem that way. Chief Skull says, "Afternoon, guys. Keon, glad to hear you made it out of that Mexican jail all right. I heard Kyler Murray wants to play baseball after he takes steroids so he can get bigger. Little does he know it won't help with his height."
See, I think maybe people are not getting onto the fact that I'm not whistling anymore because I'm a little fed up with Kyler Murray.
Yep. No more protecting the quarterback, right?
Nope. Bring it on.
Hefty Lefty says, "I still think once you reach 95, you should be allowed to do whatever drug you want as long as you stay in your house or yard, right? Have no access to heavy machinery or automobiles. You made it to 95. Bless your heart. Go ahead. Trip balls, man."
Why not?
Yeah. I actually agree with that. Boomer Sooner says, "Jeffrey, when are you going to name this dog?" I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Buddy.
He's going to name it when he's damn good and ready, Boomer Sooner. That's when.
Understand, I'm not asking for suggestions anymore. People just are giving them. And the other thing is, I once took 6 months to name a dog. And that was one of my favorite dogs ever. That's why I've had to make sure it was the right name. So just be impressed if I get this done within a week. Heavy Metal Maniac says, "Betty White was looking pretty good at 99 years old. And well, until she didn't. Yeah. Senior Wakeman says, 100. Hell yeah. Changed my diaper, bitch. Okay. Well, got a feeling.
Senior Wakenbeck, I'm going to suggest being a little bit nicer to some people.
Yeah.
Or there will be nobody changing your diaper at 100.
Yeah.
Watermelon asks, he says, "Is that DeAndre Ayton? Is he soft or is the coach developing him, has him playing the way he plays?"
I mean, I don't know. He's going back and forth right now with Joel Embiid. At least, on the defensive end, he's challenging every shot, getting a hand in his face. I don't think DeAndre Ayton's soft. Right? That's just, I don't think that this team offensively rebounds that hard because just the way I look at the game, I think what it seems like Monty wants them to do is he'd rather get them back on defense and not give up any more points and get the ball back that way.
Bailey Ray from Avondale, he was like, yeah, I want Ayton got badmouthed by Embiid when he was drafted, so he really wants to see how this matchup goes. Well, yeah, who knows? Mr. Pringle says, I am glad that 1-800-NEXT-STEP is a toll-free line. Hefty Lefty says, what Kyler really needs to do is scrub that patchy beard off his face. Come on, guys, shave it till you can grow a full beard and then shave it into a monkey tail like a real man. Oh, okay, a monkey tail. What he's talking about is there's this picture of a guy who has a beard that goes from one sideburn down around and swoops around like that. It's like a curly thing. This is that you, Hefty Lefty, or is that some other weird looking white guy? He says, yes, this is my next beard venture. And by the way, Big George, do you know any good divorce attorneys? Because my wife might leave me if I go outside wearing this beard. Is that you? I don't think that's Hefty Lefty.
Well,
it might be.
I'm hoping that since he said next beard venture,
it's been a few years. I don't think that's him. But yeah, you might be right. So I guess we'll have to figure this out tomorrow, huh, Randy?
Yep. We'll be back tomorrow again here on 1580 99.3 The Fanatic for Jeffrey O'Brien and Keon Rose. Randy White bidding you farewell. Up next over most of these same radio stations. I don't know, to be honest. What is it? Do you know what it is?
It's
across the line or something?
Yeah.
Over the line. The Edge. The Edge. The Edge is next over most of these same radio stations.
From the VSiN Network.
Yeah, VSiN Network.
How about betting and stuff?
If you want to learn how to bet, you can listen to these guys. They'll take you to the edge.
Yeah, okay.
See you tomorrow at 3. Bye.
Bye.
It's time to spread game. The Harmon Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team